And now your hosts of In Your City Show, Kelley and Gordon.
Welcome to In Your City Show. It is our holiday show. And of course, right in front of us, we have our new magazines for the month, our St. Charles, our Chesterfield, and our Clayton City Lifestyle magazine. We actually mail to over 40,000 homes each month, 3,000 businesses, and we've got some great stories on the inside. But we want to say thank you to our newest advertisers, which Gordon, let everybody know who is
we
right
have
now.
Auto Orthodontics. We have Gateway Golf Cars, back in Lenox. They are an elder law firm. We also have Two Blind Guys, which they do.
And they're not blind;
work.
they actually do blinds.
Illumination PR and Dr. Tull, Dr. Stacy Tull, who is a dermatologist, but
surgeon.
Yes, both surgeon and cosmetic for the women who want to get some special things done to their face. Men too, yeah.
Don't forget that.
No, I can't forget that because I will take full advantage of that. And House Fit and Medical Arts Pharmacy down in Clayton.
And Illumination PR, did you say that?
I did say Illumination
PR,
yeah.
So some great companies out there doing
and
big
Medical
things.
Arts Pharmacy is the base. There's not a whole lot of pharmacies that do compounding, and they do that. So if anybody needs to know about that, they do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got some great advertisers, and we'll be mentioning those and throughout our different shows and letting people know they're out there. You can go to citylifestyle.com, and you can click the city you're in and be able to take a look at the magazine. You can actually hit / St. Charles County, / Clayton, or / Chesterfield, and go directly to the magazines. And some of the great articles that we have each month, I mean, they're gorgeous luxury style magazines. But so nostalgic holiday traditions was one of the articles that we have in here. And I wanted to see if you knew what a gelt was. So it's some ideas to do for Christmas. Like, for instance, vintage ornaments, like making ornaments or getting out your old family recipes. Pomanders, which is an orange. So like putting out decorative oranges is something
that
to
I've
do.
Never done.
But give out gelt. Do you know what that is? Because you should.
Gelt. Give out.
It's something your grandfather did for you that you absolutely loved.
I would say give out money.
Yes. So gelt is Yiddish word for money.
Money.
Yeah. So during the 16th century, Hanukkah, it became a tradition to collect money to buy or make clothing for school pupils in need. By the 19th century, Eastern Europe Jewish families gave coins to their children during the 1920s. And then from there, it's kind of went from wrapping chocolate with gold foil and kind of different ways of giving out that money or actual money, which he buried them under a tree, didn't they? And you
called it the money tree, and it was a little bitty tree he had planted, and he says it's the money tree. And every morning we would go out there, he would have Kennedy $50 out there for us.
Yeah, I think
and
it's
it was
cool.
really cool. So we need to ask Kylan and Chance, because hopefully they won't watch the show before then, if they would rather have candy or gelt.
And see what they say.
And see what they say. And
is that why you're outside digging under a tree? Are you still looking for money right now?
No, I
it does
want to
not
do that
grow on
too.
trees, by the way.
It doesn't. No, I wish it did.
And then Yule logs. So the practice starts at crackling log burned in home hearths before trickling into the kitchens. The Yule log cake was originally a French custom that emerged in the 1800s. Do you like Yule log?
They look like a big ho-ho.
And they're delicious.
Chocolate ho-ho.
Look, and that's that is the picture right there. And then another, have you been to the Polar Express? I'm sure probably most people have heard about the Polar Express. Yeah, downtown. But and all of our covers are actually photos taken at the Polar Express there at Union Station. And I mean, what a fun experience.
Magical.
It is.
It's really magical.
Casey has taken, our Casey, our publisher director, is taking her Macklin, I think Sunday, and then our Casey daughter is taking the boys on the 19th, I think, and they all wear their matching jammies, and we were down there. Where did we go just recently? To the
It was
sleigh.
like when they first started doing it. Oh, to the
trains.
Oh my gosh!
They call it the train sled for the holiday, but it's
right. They transformed it into a Christmas.
Oh my gosh! It's so
the sled shed.
The sled shed. That's it. Really a pop-up Christmas theme, which is so fun. But I'm telling you, the Polar Express was packed, but you have tickets, so it's not like you're going there and you're hoping to get in. I mean, you get your tickets ahead of time. They do sell out quickly, but oh my gosh, it is such an experience. And the train actually moves and kind of takes you through, so you feel like you're going to the North Pole.
And it's so much more than a train, because they get these big tent and they got gifts, and it's just
Of course they do.
It's like a magical land.
Yeah, so we did a story on that as well. And then another one of the, just picking out a few of the stories, is Enchanted events. If you want to make your child's birthday party magical, you want to check out Enchanted events. I mean, can you imagine?
I love the pictures of some of the girls. The little girls are looking at them as if their Disney characters came to life.
Oh yeah, I mean, or it's real.
Right.
It's so magical. I mean, you open your door and the characters from Frozen are standing at your doorway. I mean, just imagine what your child does.
I love the one with the swimming pool and the mermaids are in the pool.
Oh yeah,
did
we put that one in there? I think it might be online, but there's another one. Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, you're gonna be able to meet Jennifer today with Enchanted events, and I wonder who she's bringing.
She's catching up with us.
So special. I don't know which character that she's bringing with her, but there will be someone that's enchanting on the show today, which will be a lot of fun. So, of course, since it is the holiday, we have our question of the day, which is, we got a lot of great answers that are coming in on Facebook and that, but if you could go back to being a child, what holiday memory would be your favorite do-over? Do you have one?
Yeah, two of them would. I actually have two, but of course, I grew up in Belleville. And you've already seen it. I've talked about this before.
I thought you grew up in...
Well, in O'Fallon, but I mean, Belleville was where we went for the holiday season for a lot of stuff. And, of course, they had Santa's house, which they still have the same exact Santa house in Belleville. That's
so cool.
Now than they did in 1960s when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm that old. And it looks like the same, but it was magical because it looked like something straight from the North Pole, because it's got the two little doors you walk in and Santa's inside.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And another one was, there was a drive that they don't do it anymore, but it was called Ednick Drive. And every year we had to go see it because, today, I mean, Christmas decorations are out of control. I mean, you go to Home Depot and you can buy a 8-foot Santa, that his eyes move and everything. Well, this was the 1960s, and these people had transformed their homes into life-size, just dioramas. Wow. So they would have like a snowman that would be there. All of a sudden, he'd deflate and melt, and then he'd pop back up. They had like Santa Claus's workshop. This guy had a giant Tinker toy set. It was as big as the studio. And giant elves working on the Tinker toy set, moving. I mean, it was incredible.
They probably didn't have storage sheds back then, did they? Where you'd put all your stuff. Now
I don't know where he put it. Well, the
spaces.
guy was a big executive for an electric company, and he must have spent a bundle back then on this because it was phenomenal for back then.
Yeah.
Now you can go to Home Depot and pretty much get all this cool stuff.
I wonder what it'll be like for kids because holiday is so nostalgic. I mean, that's what we love about it so much. Like everything you talked about is nostalgic. What will you be nostalgic for kids now? Because I remember the windows, like when we drove through on Forsyth, and I used to live on Forsyth when I was little, and that seems to be one of the holidays that stick in my head so much is in that home. It's where I slept on the couch because I was going to catch Santa coming down the chimney, and then my mom would walk up to Famous Bar, remember Famous Bar? And the windows, and they had the moving, electronics in there.
Stuck up against the glass.
Oh my gosh, you just knew Santa was, in there, and it was just so magical. And then you'd wake up in the morning, you're like, how did I miss Santa coming down the chimney? And all my presents are sitting there, and I somehow missed it. But that's what makes, it's so magical. Is
I'm sure something like the Polar Express. I really think that would be really cool that kids are going to remember.
But the things we did were free that were magical. Now you get to the Polar Express, which is magical, but everything, it's kind of a ticket. So you always kind of, wonder what it'd be like. But if you want another magical gift for Christmas, I'm always making sure to show off Oh Olive. Oh Olive, Oh Noah Thunderstorm is the first of the series. So you can order the book. You can go to Amazon and you can order it there, Barnes & Nobles. The plush are on their way. So I'm just hoping that any day I'm going to get the call and say they are here and ready for you, and the I'm Possum bag. So we hope that maybe you'll want to share that. I love going to the schools and being able to read to the kids and
Oh, yeah.
and meet them and
That's
leave
magical.
one for their
To see
library.
their little faces is incredible,
when,
you know.
When they
and
say
these
it's
are all
the best
gonna be,
day ever.
These are going to be limited editions, so you might want to get a hold of them while
Exactly.
you can.
That is so true. Thank you for reminding them. We finally put our tree up, so we're finally in the holiday
Yeah, we're a little
season.
late
I don't know
this
if
year.
anybody was late like us, but we were a little late this year on getting holiday out. It's been so busy. So we got some great hot list guests from different cities around that we're going to meet today. We also, want to make sure too, if you're looking for a hidden treasure, you definitely, if you haven't been to the Hill, you want to make the trip and go down there. It was really fun going down there for the holiday.
Christmas celebration. Yep.
We ate at Gloria's Pizzeria. Pizza was fantastic. Was it Gloria Pizzeria, I think?
Yes.
Went to the Missouri Bakery.
De Gloria.
Viviano's.
Pizza de Gloria.
Yeah,
that's what it was
we went
called.
to Viviano's in the bakery and got fresh sauce
And of course, we
some
saw
things.
Tony Viviano.
We did
He was
see
in there
Tony.
singing.
And then the bakery that we went to. We didn't go to Missouri Baking Company. We went to Vitale's and came
you
home.
glad I
And we
remember all
actually
this?
brought, hopefully the guys are enjoying, we brought the box of Italian cookies for them to all enjoy here, the producers at Outreach Studios, which we appreciate so much. So we are going to take off here because we want to get our first guest on, be able to talk to them and see all of the great things in your city that are here for you to enjoy and experience. So we'll be back with some more fun and some hot list guests. Welcome back to In Your City Show. We've got the beautiful Dani Kandera. She is our hot list guest today. From what city?
From downtown St. Louis.
Downtown St. Louis, and originally?
From Croatia.
How long have you been in St. Louis?
So St. Louis, 4 years. In the U.S., 12.
Oh, wow. She's a newbie. She's fresh here in the USA. Well, she is with Empowering Portraits. She's an amazing photographer that truly changes the life of women. And we're so happy to have you. We did a beautiful story in our magazine. Has it been a year? I think it was last May, our women's issue. And we were amazed at the gorgeous photos. And it was fun because when you sent us the photos that you had taken, I'm like, oh, I know her and I know her. And there was a lot of gorgeous women from the LBB that you had taken photos of. And it was really exciting when you sat down to talk with us. You said, I want to let you know that, someone actually came in with the magazine and said, I want that. I want to look like that. And so that's really wonderful. And before, when we were talking too, that's the thing, we talk before we get started. And you said that, you bring out the beauty. And I think even the inner beauty, because they feel so gorgeous while they're with you. It just kind of changes their whole persona.
That's absolutely true. And I think, I truly believe deep down in my core that all women are beautiful. It's just that we very randomly give ourselves the opportunity to just be that woman and to celebrate ourselves and to let that beauty from the inside shine out and to relax and to accept it, to embrace it. We are very feminine, gorgeous beings, and that we deserve to have beautiful pictures and see ourselves in beautiful pictures.
Yeah.
When I look at these pictures of these women and I see them, I notice they all have kind of different styles of how they want to be photographed. How much input do they have in the look of how they want it to look? Like some are like with just on a bed sheet. It looks like they were just hanging out this morning. And,
is that the one you wanted me to get?
No.
He goes, you should get this done.
But then there's other ones that are like sitting on a chair and they're just like in their normal everyday clothes. And then there's some that are real glamorous looking. So who decides what the look is going to be? Is it you or is that them that decides how they want to look?
It's kind of a combination of both. And so through the project, I really enjoy, really love that every woman is unique, because gosh, how boring it would be if we had, I photographed today more than 100 women, and they were all different in their own way.
Today?
No, I mean to date. To date.
Today.
Oh gosh, today.
I thought you said today. Like you put 100 women today. Wow, and you still made it by.
Yeah, that would have been a bit difficult. But it's at the same time, there is kind of like a structure to what I would like to achieve with every woman. And it's really to help them showcase that they're everyday them, whatever that is for them, because every woman is a little bit different in her casual self. And when we talk about something that is very casual and everyday, I do emphasize it's not like you're going to the grocery store or you're taking your doggy for a walk. It's something that is casual, but that you still feel very feminine in. It's something that, I don't know, that if you were lounging and having a day for yourself, what would you wear to just feel absolutely comfortable and beautiful? And we all, every woman, I'm sure that Kelley as well, has that something special, you know, that it doesn't have to be dress up, but just feels great.
It's hard. I feel like I would be a little bit shy on what I would, you know, you would have to have that help. Like you probably ask questions, you know, kind of look are you wanting to have, you know, and put that, because in my head, like when you go to take a picture, I'm all ready for, you know, pose.
Yeah,
and then the minute you put the camera on me, I'm like, that typical just, here I go with the same pose. And it's really hard to do when that camera's on you.
And
so,
it's, you know, this is really, it's actually funny that you mention it, because sometimes I have women who are very much used to being in charge of their life. And being in charge of, you know, their presence or how they're perceived. And, you know, they're probably sometimes women, you know, that are spending time on the stage or in front of the camera. And they're just very comfortable in being, you know, comfortable in power. And the hardest part for them, it's just to relax and let go.
yeah.
And allow themselves that somebody else guides them. And I do a fully guided photo shoot, meaning it's not that women need it, it's just much easier to relax when you know that somebody else has your back.
Just handling it. That's
and
true.
that somebody else is just going to tell you, you know, where to look, how to pose, you know, how to turn your head, how to move your hair, how to do, you know, everything that is going to look natural. But at the same time, you're kind of exploring a new side to yourself.
What about the gorgeous dresses and the things that they're wearing? Are those also things that you provide to help?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
My husband is kind of happy and unhappy with my, you know, everyday shopping experience. That's something that is an everyday. And I do invest a lot in my wardrobe. And because most of the time, women are very comfortable with finding their casual self, although this is something I have in my studio as well. And they're comfortable in finding their powerful self. This is also another segment that we do through the session. And when it comes to those two, we're still fine. But then when it comes to the glamorous, some women do attend charity galas or Burr Bash with our little black book. Yes, coming up. But many, many women don't. And they don't have this kind of clothes. And then, you know, sometimes they would feel like, oh my God, but they have nothing to wear, so I'm not going to do it. So my closet is kind of getting bigger and bigger every day. And now it's not fitting in a closet anymore, so I do have racks as well. And I do have a lot of beautiful, sensual outfits, which are, you know, to discover the femininity in you. If it is through very, you know, gorgeous tools, and I have a lot of tools, or if it is through lace and something a little bit more, you know, down to, how do you call it, a little more subtle. I want to make sure that every woman chooses what speaks to her.
Is the hair and makeup also done for the shoot too?
Yes.
Now you have a 40 over 40 before we are ending our segment with you, which is just absolutely lovely. Tell us a little bit about your 40 over 40.
40 over 40 project, it's something that is very dear to me, and it's I don't know if you have seen any of the magazines that I created. So it's I take 40 women at a time, and I try to tell their story through images as well as through their words of wisdom. So we do a live interview through, you know, throughout our session, and then we do also a written interview in the magazine where we feature an image of the woman and as well some words of wisdom that she would like to share. And it's so amazing to see women from different ages, different walks of life, different backgrounds, different life stories, sharing their vision of being a woman. And their vision of being a woman over the age of 40, because it's much easier before the age of 40. After the age of 40, something happens, and I would say...
A lot happens.
A lot happens, and it's a fact, and we have to accept it and embrace it and, you know, do whatever we can to, you know, to feel better about ourselves and love ourselves for who we are. Because we, even if we're over 40, I'm almost 50, loving yourself is important at any age, and this is what we're trying to achieve. So it's just really nice to see the different stories, learn about the different women, and really read the words of encouragement, because at the end of the day, all of these women have probably one message: love yourself, you know, today.
Which is very hard to do.
Yes.
And especially in the world that we live in right now, and the social media and the apps and everything that we have.
Beautiful. You gotta look beautiful.
You think that you're supposed to look like everyone else, and you know, there's all shapes, sizes, and color within your portraits, which is just absolutely beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
real quick, you do some other things too. So you do pets and you do couples.
Yes, so we try to, like my husband and I, we're both photographers, and we try to find what is important to us and what is meaningful to us. And I think that there are so many photographers, really good photographers out there, and there is no need to compete in the areas, in any area really, but it's not need to go somewhere where you're not passionate about as much, because there are so many beautiful photographers that are passionate about that genre and that they should be doing it. So what we found ourselves is really, for me, it's women, and women over the age of 40 mostly, and a new project that I'm going to be doing now in 2024, which is going to be Generations, a Legacy of Women. And it's really celebrating the unconditional love between a mother and a daughter, or a grandmother and a granddaughter, and all the bonds and the special relationships, you know, between legacies of women.
Wow, I love that. That's amazing. Gosh, I hate that we have to end our session with you, and I'm ready to book.
Yeah.
I think we should do the couples.
Wonderful.
That would be really fun.
Yes, and we love doing
Feel like
photographing
a cover of a
couples.
romance novel.
Photographing couples in a very, our images, I don't know, well, you have seen, they're very simplistic in their, you know, we don't do crazy backdrops and so on. It's really more about the emotion, about the feeling shared between people.
That's fantastic.
So, yes, you're more than welcome to join us.
So before we go, it's our holiday show. And so we'd like to ask you if you could go back to your fondest memory of holiday as a child, what memory would you go back to?
It would be probably, I don't know if I was, I must have been 7, because I started going to school. And I come from Croatia, which at that time was Yugoslavia, and we did not have Christmas. Oh. So this is something that, you know, it's going to be strange for a lot of people locally to hear, but we did not have Christmas. We had a New Year's tree, and we were doing our gifts for New Year. And I do remember that one year that there was so many gifts for me under the tree for the New Year's Day. And today, when I don't have my mom with me anymore, and you know the distance between me and my family is very, very, you know, big, going to Croatia, I would give anything for that moment again.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing that. We appreciate it. So Dani, Kandera, Empowering Portraits, an amazing photographer. Thank you so much. She's from the city of St. Louis and with us today. So thank you for being our Hot List guest. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
It was a joy.
Thank you. Welcome back to In Your City Show. We have our next Hot List guest with us, Jennifer Ayeni. Did I say that correctly?
Yes,
she is the owner of the newly opened Facial Fizz Bar, which is located in the city of Chesterfield. Now, what city do you reside in?
We also live in Chesterfield.
Okay, so we've got both cities there taken care of. Then we have Katie. And Katie, what is your last name?
Fina.
Katie Fina?
Fina, yeah.
And what city are you from?
Lake St. Louis.
Lake St. Louis. And you are an esthetician?
Yes, I am.
At the Fizz Facial Bar.
Yes, I am.
Welcome to the show. We're glad to have you for a holiday show today.
Thank you for having
I guess
us.
you have the perfect gift for somebody for the holiday season.
Oh, we
Absolutely.
so do. It's so nice. Like, it's really like, how could you go wrong with giving your friend, family member a facial? I mean,
You're
who's
right.
gonna not?
Yes.
The
Because
gift
it's
of
something that a lot of
self-care.
people don't do for themselves. They
No, it's
forget
true.
about themselves. They do everything for everyone else. So it's finally time to like take some time for yourself.
And
Yes.
So tell us a little bit, when you walk into the Facial Fizz Bar, what kind of experience are you going to indulge in?
So Fizz Facial Bar is really different than any other traditional spa. So we've really broken the rules of a traditional spa to make skincare more
a rule
affordable.
breaker. I like
Yes,
that.
we're rule
Yeah.
breakers. To make it more affordable and accessible and fun. So we offer really effective, targeted skincare treatments, and we have just cut out time wasters and money wasters. So we like to call ourselves, we're really skincare to the point. So
like
you
that.
can get in and you can get out in about 30 minutes.
And can you just walk in, and if you have an opening, you can get a facial? I mean, there's a possibility that you might be full at that moment, but kind of like maybe.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, we like you said, appointments are more than welcome.
Absolutely.
But the best part about it is, yeah, we're right in that shopping center. So a lot of people have been shopping by. You walk in and you're like, what's this? And then it's like, well, come on down, let's get a facial.
Yeah.
Because it's express style and it's 30 minutes, it's like, even if you don't think you have all day, I don't have a lot of time, you definitely have time.
Didn't you say someone walked in to get a gift certificate before we opened the show and then said, well, I'm going to go ahead and get a
And
facial
then you
myself?
look around and you
That's
see
right.
like the bright environment, and it's just like, you know what, come sit in the chair, just come on. Like,
it is all out in the open, so it's that open concept skincare studio. which we love. And it's great to bring someone with you. You
That's-
can make it a couples night. You can do it with your bestie.
We have one scheduled for
We have one scheduled
Valentine's
for
Day,
Valentine's Day,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, you
So
get facials
excited.
too.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah, we always say if you have skin, you need a facial.
Yes.
If you have a
If you
face,
got-
you
if you
need a
got a
facial.
face.
That's pretty well everybody, right?
Absolutely. I mean,
Can we bring Olive in? She could use a facial or
yes,
bulldog.
I always wish. I'm
You know,
like, I wish they would just sit still. I could do
She's
that.
a celebrity, so she should come in for a little.
Her nails and her
That will be
facials.
one of our books.
Little pampering.
Yes, we've seen a lot of groups though. That's been something that is so wonderful because it's just not what you're used to, like going to get a facial with your friend. You're used to being in 2 separate rooms and then at the end, but no, in this one it's really interactive. I mean, you really can just be enjoying each other's presence and company while also getting great skincare done and also being educated.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I always like to tell people, like, of course, when you go and get like a regular facial, you get everything done to you. But at Fizz Facial Bar, we don't want to just put a bunch of product on your face and then you walk out thinking, I mean, that was great, but I have no idea what just happened. So with us, we really want you to know what you're experiencing. I want you to know what products I'm using and why I'm using them and really how you can benefit from this at home.
You both have beautiful skin.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. It does work, most definitely. But the education is such a key piece because skincare is so overwhelming and it can be intimidating. And there's so many people saying this or that. And that's what's so great about Fizz Facial Bar is you're getting to work with a licensed esthetician like Katie that can really help you. And you can add things into your routine, little things that can make a big difference. And with our monthly membership, it's so great because you can come once a month. You're working with a licensed esthetician. You're getting a facial, and it's $49. It's just a great deal.
And with every facial, we're doing like a full skin analysis. Like, I'm never going to do something to someone's face that isn't going to absolutely benefit them.
Yes.
It's just really wonderful. I don't like. I'm trying to think of like my words. So when you book an appointment, what's really great is we have so many options and you're so overwhelmed. You're like, what do I need? What kind of chemical peel do I need? I don't know any of this. And we have the Help Me Pick a Bar facial option, which is our most popular facial option. And that truly means when you come into the chair, I'm going to really look at your skin. We're going to talk about your goals and really find out how we can benefit you today, not just do something that's going to look nice and then not really help you in the long run.
Right,
Yes.
right. What are some of the type services that you offer?
We do so many things. Oh my gosh. We have enzymes, chemical peels. We do diamond tip microdermabrasion. We have the Regenerate, which is a really like fancy nanocurrent device. It uses like nanotechnologies to open microcurrents in your face. It's really wonderful. We do dermaplaning, which is, we have the like most affordable dermaplaning price in all of St. Louis. I don't even know how it's possible. And the dermaplaning is that wonderful scalpel across your face to get all of that dead skin. It also gets all your peach fuzz off. We have such a full realm of things
Will
to
get
do.
rid of my beard?
Yes.
Comes with age.
And then we just also have a lot of just wonderful relaxing facials for the people who like, you don't need to come in and get like a chemical peel if you're not, I'm not going to make you do something you don't want to do.
Yes.
For the people who just, I want to just relax today. We have a
Yes.
wonderful facials for literally every person, every kind of mood you're in. And really it's just about what you're trying to, your goals are, what you're targeting.
When
And
I
it's
stopped
also
in-
customizable.
Perfect. When I stopped in, there was balloons and that on the back floor. So you offer parties and group events as well?
We do. So groups 5 or more get a 10% discount. It's great for a birthday party or a girls' night out, bachelorette, bridal, baby shower, whatever. You can bring in some cake and just make it a party and everyone can get a facial.
I
it's
love
so
that.
fun.
Is there an age? Like, do you have young girls that do
Yeah, we
little
do.
little
So
parties there?
Start at age 5.
Yes, we have our
with
teeny tweeny facial for like the
Aw.
5 to 12-year-olds, and it's been really
Yes.
fun. We've done a lot of mom and daughters who have not been able to take
Yes.
their daughters to get a facial with them before, and it's just so sweet.
And we had our little group of 4th graders.
Yes, and they were all
so
singing like
much
Taylor
fun.
Swift and the
Yeah.
and the salon
Yes.
chairs.
Oh my
It was great.
I mean,
We had
because
the
like she
music
said,
going.
we break the mold. Because in a normal
Yes.
traditional spa, you think like quiet, like you don't
Oh,
do that.
right.
I mean, fun of course, but not as like bright and fun.
Yes.
But in Fizz, you can
That's
do.
what we are.
We want you to be at home pretty much.
Oh, that's
Yes.
wonderful.
Yes.
I love everything about it, and it's so much fun. So do you plan on having more around St. Louis? Or
Yes, we do.
Are we going to
Absolutely.
see the Facial
Yes.
Fizz Bar growing
Yes.
around the St. Louis
Yes.
market?
Yes, that we hope to have our second location in the Clayton-Brentwood area
Oh,
next
wonderful.
fall. So we're planning on opening multiple locations. So our first is in Chesterfield.
We want
Wonderful.
everyone
so
to have
excited.
access to Fizz. It's,
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you can get gift certificates right now for the holiday.
Yes.
Great stocking stuffer,
Yes,
right?
Literally
perfect
perfect gift.
20% bonus card that you're getting with your gift card right now too.
Oh, I
up
like
until
that.
Christmas. So yes.
And I believe
You can get
a
a great
man
deal.
had just walked out from getting a facial
Well,
when I'd stopped in.
And when I was there, there was a guy that looked like he should have been a lumberjack coming in to get a facial.
Yes.
So, oh my God, remember that?
Yes,
It's
yes,
like
yes.
he walked up to the door and he goes, "Can I make a time?" It's like, shouldn't you be doing construction somewhere?
We're telling you, if you have a face, you
He
need your
wants to be
facial.
pretty on the job as well, right?
I love it because it's just opened the door to so many people. Everyone can now have access to great skincare, and it's not intimidating. So it's in a
Perfect.
fun, friendly, upbeat environment.
Wonderful. So the Facial Fizz Bar is, and what is the website? And we'll put that on the screen as well.
It's just fizzfacialbar.com, and then click the location for St. Louis.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer, Katie. We appreciate you coming in, talking about your fun new location in Chesterfield. And it looks like we're going to be seeing another one soon, as well as in Clayton. But before we go, I can't forget it's our holiday show. So if you were to go back to your fondest memory as a child during the holiday season, what would that be? Jennifer and then Katie?
Oh, mine would probably be with my mom making oatmeal raisin cookies, and then it's snowing outside, and my dad would hook the sled up to the horses because I grew up on a farm, and then he would lead the horses around, and they would pull us on the sled.
Oh
It's
my
like
gosh,
Hallmark
we
Village.
did that
It's like
too.
Hallmark.
That's so much fun. And then we gave up doing the horses, and we'd hook it to the back of the four-wheeler.
Oh yeah,
and
we
go.
did that too as we got older. Yes, when
But
we
we
were
used to
teenagers.
ride the horses in the snow. I'd get out Red Wing, and then it was like being on a seahorse because when we'd have a large snow. So
Yes.
how fun is
That
that?
is so
That's
neat.
wonderful. How about you, Katie?
Mine's similar with the sledding. Definitely, I just remember a specific like snow day. Obviously, I'm home from school. My dad was home from work because he
Best.
works outside, and we don't usually get a lot of one-on-one time together. And he was like, "I'm gonna take you sledding," like because we have a little hill in the front yard, but he was like, "I'm taking you to the big hill." So like just going and finding that hill, and it was just us two, and like sledding with him is definitely something I'll
So
carry
much
with me.
fun. Can you remember, like,
creative moments.
used to go to midnight mass and came out of the church one night, and when we went in, it really wasn't that cold or anything. And all of a sudden, you know, the church, you hear it unsettled. Everybody's going, oh, you know, doing that sound effect where we're like, what's going on? And you could see out the windows, it was just beginning to snow. And so then you walk outside, and you're just like, oh my gosh, it's a Hallmark movie
Hallmark
right
movie,
now.
right.
So it's perfect. It's so fun talking about memories that are nostalgic from when you're young, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Brings you right back to that moment.
Yeah,
Great
well, happy
memories.
holidays to you both.
Yes,
thank you
thank
for sharing your
you.
time with us. And check out the Facial Fizz Bar, newly opened in the city of Chesterfield. Thank you so much. Jennifer Ayeni, the owner at the Facial Fizz Bar. Happy holidays.
Thank you
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome back to In Your City Show. We are here with our next hot list guest, and she looks hot in her beautiful red outfit, that's for sure. It's the Miss Tosha Dove. She is the founder and the owner of Estetica Med Spa, but you have a medical background as well, Tosha. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
So you are a nurse practitioner.
I am a nurse practitioner.
Okay, and are there different levels or nurse?
Yes, absolutely. So registered nurse is a regular nurse with a 2 to 4 year degree, depending on if she goes on for her bachelor's. And then a nurse practitioner is actually a provider that has a master's degree in nursing.
All right, so you've
it's-
got some background going there.
The highest you can go in the nursing field.
Well, we're so happy to have you. Of course, we are actually clients, patients of Estetica Med Spa, and have had nothing but great experiences with you and knowing you over the years. And we just thought it would be wonderful for you to be able to come and share some of your knowledge and help educate other men and women out there that want to slow down the process
Notice she
of...
said we, so yes,
Yeah,
we both do it.
go. Slow down the aging process, you know, but the one thing I like about it, I do feel it's gracefully. I don't feel like you're careful to make sure you're not changing who we look like, but actually accentuating and helping who we are.
Yes, that's correct. I think that's kind of the main goal when we talk about aging. It's an uncomfortable topic for a lot of us, right? So I wanted to create an atmosphere where men and women could come and just be vulnerable enough to really speak their mind and tell us the things that bother them so that we can assist with that. We don't want you to look different. We just want you to look refreshed and more youthful.
Sometimes I would like to look different.
But I do like that.
What do you want to look like?
Refresh and not different, because you see you see celebrities that get like, I mean, come on, Kenny Rogers, and we see some of these people who get stuff done, and it's like, they don't even look like themselves anymore.
Right.
And it's kind of scary.
It is.
So, yeah. And then you take so much into, like, I get the Botox, right?
Botox.
So I get the Botox, but since I have no hair up here, you have to take in consideration some other things on how it takes effect up here.
Absolutely. So that's a critical thing to know when you're selecting a provider or a facility, is making sure that the credentials are there, like master level injectors, people who have taken cadaver and anatomy classes, because men and women are different and how we treat you is entirely different. Your muscles are stronger than Kelley's, clearly, and you know, not having as much hair on the top.
As much, notice
As much. That's a nice way to say it.
As much hair.
It's bald.
We're just gonna put it out there.
Yes.
So
okay,
yeah, those are like minor details that I truly believe make a huge difference in the treatment outcome. And looking natural for a man is more important, I think, than for women, because men don't really want, you know, do you want to talk to your brother and he's going to tease you if he knows that you got Botox, right? Normally, it's like something that men really wouldn't want to do or publicize, but I wanted to create an atmosphere where you could feel comfortable enough to say, yeah, I got some things done because I feel and look better. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. And the honesty, too, you know, there is so much that you can do behind the scenes before you might give them an idea that maybe they should have an appointment with a plastic surgeon if they're really wanting more. Sometimes people think you just go in and do everything, and really I think it's starting, I mean, it's a certain age. I feel like I found out about it very late in life, whereas I know that there's some, gosh, you know, late 20s, 30s that are getting a few things done. You know, maybe they're noticing a difference in the eye change or, you know, things happening. And so before you start getting those lines that you can't get rid of, you start young and keep it from happening?
Yes, absolutely. And I agree with that statement. I think there's a myth out there that we shouldn't have to do any anti-aging treatments until the problems are there. And in fact, I disagree. I think that it's easier to prevent the issue before they begin. And, you know, it's easier for us to treat someone in their 20s and their 30s and develop a treatment plan, you know, overall, than it is a woman who has never had anything done and she's in her 50s and her 60s, because there are lots of problems at that point that should have been prevented to, you know, overall give the best treatment results.
Is there a difference between men and women? Is our skin different, the way he might react to certain procedures or the way I might? Is there?
Yes, absolutely. So some of the things that we take into consideration are the skin texture and laxity. You know, men, they tend to have thicker skin. It's tougher to treat them with Botox or Dysport because their muscles are stronger. They have different hairlines, you know, so sometimes we have to go a little higher in the frontalis because we don't want people to look at you, things in the middle to be smooth, and then you have some, you know, crinkles up here by the hairline. Maybe you look like little horns. Right, exactly. So the idea is so that we treat you so no one really knows that you're getting treated, because we don't want you to look different. We just want you to look refreshed.
And it's not just about Botox or Botox. You have fillers that you do that you can change. There's different procedures, and it seems like it's changing all the time. There's just so much new technology to be able to help us gracefully age.
That's true.
So tell us a little bit about your services.
So I like that you asked that question, because I think when people ask about owning a med spa, they immediately go to, oh, you do Botox.
Right.
It's like, it's so much more than Botox. You know, dermal fillers to volumize the face and, you know, prevent the aging loss is one of the other things that we do, but we also do a lot of skin resurfacing with lasers and laser hair removal and all of the things that you would want to do for your body and your face to make life a little bit easier. So building collagen is an important part of the aging process, and you're not going to build collagen with fillers and with Botox. Those are just modalities to help reduce the wrinkles and, you know, volumize your face. So really it is a holistic approach to several different modalities to get the best results.
And you actually do training. You're very, very educated in the product lines that you have. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about the training, and I think, like I said before, it's important to select providers that have master level expertise. You know, some of these topics, they may seem like it's just getting your hair done, but in all reality, there's a lot of things that can happen. So going to an expert provider is definitely key. I do train for Allergan, the company that makes Botox, so we have the resources necessary nationwide to really bring the best treatments to St. Louis in the industry, and I'm very, very thankful for that.
Yeah. What do you think it is that Estetica Med Spa provides, or the experience going there, you know, and what you want to look for when you're looking for a place like yours? What's something important about Estetica Med Spa?
So I would say the number one thing to me that's always been important, even as a solopreneur when I first started, was allowing people to come in and feel comfortable in their skin. You know, it's intimidating when you come in at first. If you're in a big facility, it can be kind of scary. So I wanted to create an atmosphere where you felt like you were family. Like you could literally come in and it's almost like a counseling session. You can tell me everything and know that you're safe with me, that I'm going to help you look and feel better, and you don't have to feel, you know, guilty or ashamed or embarrassed.
Yeah,
that's so true, because I'm sure you've heard quite a few things from us.
Well, when you come in together,
we do come in together.
Yeah, we do.
I love that. I really do. I really do.
So tell us, Estetica Med Spa is located in Winghaven.
Yep, we're at 40 in Winghaven.
And when you come in, you can say if someone hasn't been in before, they could come in, get a consultation, maybe learn a little bit about it, and decide together maybe what you might need. Because they may come in thinking they need one thing, but instead maybe they didn't need that, and would it be better to try this?
Absolutely, that's a great point. The consultation is key, and you know, we don't charge for consultation. So when a patient comes in and they've never been in before, we are going to do a Visia skin assessment, which will actually show all of the underlying anti-aging treatments that can be done and the problems that are already there. It is a little intimidating when you get to see yourself age 10 plus years. The program can actually do that.
Wow.
So before we show them those results, we like to say, you know, what are your priorities? And then really just developing a whole treatment plan. And it's not a race, you know, it's a marathon. It's a journey. It's like a train. It's going to keep moving. We're going to keep aging, but the idea is that we can slow that down just a little bit.
He's such a good student. When you put Gordon on a program, Gordon's like, first I have to put this on, then I have to wait.
All right,
I have
now
to
you
wait.
just
I
took
have to,
my man card
I have,
right
I
out
have
the
to
window.
wait 1
You
minute,
just took my
and
man card
then
right
Tosha
out the
told me
window.
to put that on, and I have to wait again. I'm like, oh my gosh, just put your stuff on and come on.
Wow.
So he takes your directions very, very seriously. I want you to know that it's a very serious project for him.
So see, you're proving to all of the men out there that it can be done.
Yeah,
Can be done.
If they really want it.
So Tosha, we need to ask, because it is the holiday show, and we're asking everybody what their fondest memory as a child, if they could go back to that time during the holiday season, what would that be?
Oh, well, when I was a little bit younger, and now I'm, you know, showing my age a little bit, but that's okay.
She's not.
We never had an elf on the shelf, but one of the things that I always looked forward to was putting the cookies out for Santa.
Oh my gosh,
Because, and then carrots for the reindeer.
And then the next day,
And then the
when
next day,
Santa ate them,
Crumbs are there, and
did you want to just keep
I
them?
just am like, where is he? Right?
I just think he must be so full when he gets back
Yeah,
with all the
he's
cookies
eaten a
that he
lot
has.
of cookies.
That is such a great
Yes,
memory.
he
Do you
does.
remember?
It's
Did
my
you put
favorite.
cookies out too?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that a great
Absolutely.
feeling to know that he ate them?
Right, that's the first thing you did. You didn't look at the presents. Did he eat the cookies?
Was,
Did he get?
Yeah.
It was like a
Yeah.
sure telltale
That he was
there when he
Yeah.
ate the cookies. I love
Yes,
that. Thank you
it's
for
my
sharing it.
favorite, Of course.
Tosha Dove from Winghaven. She is the founder and owner of Estetica Med Spa. Thank you so much for bringing beauty to actually all over the place, because everyone isn't just from Wing Haven that's coming to you. They're coming to you from all over the place. And we appreciate your knowledge and your time that you give. And we can actually vouch as clients that you really give that one-on-one experience, and you don't ever make us feel like you're rushing us out the door. You really want to take care of us, and we use your skin line as well, and it's been a great experience, so thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Well, happy holidays to you.
You too. Thank you so much.
We'll be right back with our next Hot List guest. Welcome back to In Your City Show. We have the legendary Joe Edwards. If anybody's been to the Delmar Loop, you've probably heard this man's name, met him, or seen him at a special event. He is extremely popular around St. Louis. He is a businessman, he's a developer, he's a civic leader who has helped revitalize the Delmar Loop. And it's just incredible what all you've done, and we've watched you over the years and been able to interview you from time to time on all your developments, and it's incredible to see what your mind has created and revitalized, St. Louis. We appreciate that. Could you just do all of St. Louis? And they should change the name of the street, but it shouldn't be the Delmar Loop. It should just be the Joe Edwards Loop. One of these days.
Well, Edwardsville has already been named in Illinois, so anyway.
There you go. Well, thank you for being here with us today. And we have not got to personally flip through each page, but just seconds here, before we started to do the show. And it looks incredible. Tell us a little bit about how and why you decided to do this book. I mean, I see St. Louis Walk of Fame, but it's not just that. To hear the number 250 years of great St. Louisians, if I said that correctly when I put the ins on the end of that. I mean, 250 years. That is a long time. Who didn't even think we, feel like who was here that great 250 years ago?
It's amazing to find out the people that you had no idea had anything to do with St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I started the nonprofit St. Louis Walk of Fame in 1988, to instill pride with our own citizens and residents, and also just let the rest of the country know St. Louis has contributed as much or more on a national level to our cultural heritage. Maybe the old northeastern cities like Boston, Philly, and New York, but we've contributed more than Chicago, San Francisco, LA, Houston. So
seriously, LA?
Oh yeah, I think so.
LA and Chicago, that's incredible.
LA's a new city.
Oh, okay, that's what it is then. So do you know just right off the top of your head, or so 250 years, who's the first one?
The first one was Chuck Berry, the first inductee, and because he is still known more around the world than any other St. Louisan. And he contributed so much to our culture, which is what the Walk of Fame is all about, musically and all, and influenced all sorts of other musicians, whether it's the Rolling Stones or the Beatles, Bruce Springsteen, all of those. So that's pretty great. And his star is right there across the street from his statue, which is people take photographs of that statue all the time with their kids, and they do the duck walk pose and everything.
Yeah.
But it's cool. St. Louis really is pretty remarkable. And when you look at this book, which, by the way, I give one book to every single high school and middle school library in the bi-state region, like 370 libraries now have this book so that their kids can research and be inspired and have great role models in all fields. There's so many fields of achievement recognized in this book. It makes a great present, but it also just makes a great history lesson of why we are a great city.
So tell me that we don't have someone that's going to make the Walk of Fame that is a YouTuber sensation.
We all come from a different time period, don't we?
The new stars are now YouTuber sensations or TikTok people. So we don't have that there. These are true Walk of Fame, right?
Oh, yes. I mean, the beautiful thing is, I like the Hollywood Walk of Fame and all, but it frustrated me when I would walk down it and see a name and not know was it a great film actress or a great director or, you know, all that. And so it was important to me to spend a lot of time to try to research and digest a person's accomplishments into 10 lines and have them in the sidewalk. So there's the star with the person's name, but then there's a plaque, the informational, educational plaque right next to it, right underneath it. So you can learn something, everybody can learn something about that person right then and there. They can research later on if they want to, you know, be inspired and do that research, but that's amazing. And so other cities have approached me and they've sent delegations here. How'd you do that? Why did you do that? Where did you get them made? And all that. And from other states like Michigan and Georgia, it's pretty neat. This St. Louis Walk of Fame is pretty much known around the country now.
Wow, that's incredible. Do you have a favorite that you've met, that you've done, you know, put them on the Walk of Fame? Is there one that just stands out that was just a monumental moment?
Well, I think the funny induction speeches were given by people like Phyllis Diller and others that were just incredibly funny and raucous in their own ways. I mean, recently having the Spinks brothers and the Isley brothers, it's just, there's no one that is better than the rest. They're all darn good. That's why they're in the Walk of Fame.
Let me rephrase that question. Who has been the one that you've been in the most awe of and almost couldn't speak because you were in so much awe that you got to meet them?
Well, I always treat people like people, so I try not to get in that, you know, deer in the
but
headlights.
I mean, sometimes it's got to be hard with certain people.
But it is. No, it is. I'm always honored when certain people show up and talk and give a speech and all. But they're all great. It's just amazing, and some are still like creating stuff. Like Cedric the Entertainer is still creating things like crazy on the Neighborhood show and other things. Nellie is still going crazy with all sorts of projects, and so yeah, no, I like them all.
Who is the? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Tell us a little bit about this book, about how it's laid out and why it's laid out the way it is.
Well, the nice thing about the book is that everybody gets 2 pages. Each honoree gets 2 pages, or a page with both parts of their pages, I should say, with their photo portrait and then their plaque copy. And it's nice because their lives are condensed into 10 lines, which is really almost impossible to do. Because they do so much more than those 10 lines. But so kids can be, you know, thinking, oh gosh, I could be an actress like Virginia Mayo. I could be so-and-so, a writer. I could be like Bob Costas. And it gives them the joy of maybe, you know, I'm going to go to school again tomorrow and keep going.
I love that.
So,
and you were talking about the table there, that some of the things that the book offers.
Yeah, there are quite a few tables that I have in the front, not just a map of where the stars are and some photos of old, you know, celebrations and all, and the years of election. But the list of inductees by years of birth are fun because you can look up and see if you were born on the same date as one of these great St. Louisans. Yeah. And, you know, you might not be, but mine is June 20th, John Goodman's birthday. So he and I share the same birthday. So that's a fun.
Look up April 5th.
A fun thing. April 5th. Okay.
I wonder whose birthday that is by that, right?
I don't know. Well, let's see. By year of birth, by month and day of birth. So you said April 5th?
April 5th.
Okay, we'll see if anybody. No, April 4th was Maya Angelou. April 10th was Joe Pulitzer. So
no one was special enough for your day.
They're waiting for me.
They're waiting to induct you to the Hall of Fame. That's it.
My favorite table is by Fields of Achievement, because that's when it really wakes people up to how great we have had, our citizens have had on impacts around the world and all. Like by music, literature, sports, you can find all your favorite heroes in this. But wow, when you look at music, St. Louis, well, other cities have, like it's Memphis Soul, New Orleans jazz, Chicago blues. We have all those and more. We've never had that soundbite tag for St. Louis because we do that and
So
more,
much.
gospel, everything else. So I think people will enjoy this and really realize, whoa.
You must have had a great
Amazing.
time putting this book together. How long did it take for you to get this together? And what kind of team did you have to have?
Well, my daughter Hope and I put this together. I mean, the general part, through the years, but she did the design of the cover and the layout and everything, and the color coordinated things where it's like acting entertainment might be this color, and literature might be this color, just to make it easier. Every little touch. We spend so much time just
I'm
making
sure.
it so
And how much
comfortable.
fun.
But it's an easy read. That's the beauty of it. You can sit here and read it for an hour before you go to sleep, and then put it back up, the next night. You don't have to read the whole thing, and it's so inspiring.
Oh, yeah, and I love the
think.
fact that you're making sure that our libraries and our kids are able to be able to see this and enjoy and learn from it, as well. It's so important for our youth to be excited about reading and to inspire them to want to be somebody, as they grow up. So I think it's incredible.
What a perfect Christmas gift for the St. Louisans
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
purchase. Yeah.
And how do you find out? I'm sure this is on Amazon. Can we get these books?
You can buy them for presents and all at Subterranean Books,
Okay.
Blueberry Hill,
Okay.
Peacock Diner, a few other
Is there a
Loop
website on the
places and all.
book for them to be able to find the book, to find out more about it, to order it from?
Yeah, St. Louis Walk of Fame.org.
Oh, okay.
In St. Louis, STLOUIS.
Okay.
Not spelled out SAI, but anyway, STLOUIS.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just come on down to the Delmar Loop and walk it and then buy it.
I
And
agree.
You'll enjoy it more.
Yeah,
Take
get
in
to
the
experience it.
atmosphere, take in the experience. People don't do that anymore. They get on their phones, come down and experience the Delmar Loop
Right.
and the Walk of Fame.
Is there something new that we should know about that's happened just recently on the Delmar Loop that's open? Because you're always doing something.
Yes.
Okay, let's hear it.
I just opened Magic Mini Golf. I built a brand new building on a vacant lot across from the pageant and the Moonrise Hotel, and had the architectural parts fit in with the loop. So you'd think that building was there 100 years, but it's brand new. But inside, all weather protected, 18 holes of whimsical,
Oh my gosh.
magical mini golf holes, and 2 lanes of shuffleboard, full lanes, and a Ferris wheel, a 5-car Ferris wheel that I got from the Muni Opera and then restored it and put it in with all sorts of flashing lights that I've always, I love lights. And neon. And the sign, you can't miss it when you're driving down Delmar. It's 27 feet tall, and a neon animated sign with a
some
girl
great
on one
neons
side, a
down
guy on the other side putting. And it won the best new sign in the world
Wow.
this year in 2023.
That's fantastic. Does your mind is just creating all the time? Do you sleep?
Well, the best ideas come just before you go to sleep, I think. And then, oh, yeah, I can do that.
And then you just write it down. The Peacock, that's the diner that
Yeah,
we went to,
we ate
isn't
there
it?
right when it opened. Yep.
We love that, and that's colorful as well.
I love the nostalgic feel down there. It's
Yeah.
just what's so amazing about it.
Oh,
So speaking of nostalgia, our question of the day is, what childhood memory are you most fond of that you can remember? That
You wanna
for
go- that you
Christmas,
could go back
that you
to
could go
that.
back to and recreate.
Growing up, my grandparents on my mother's side had this huge Christmas tree. And on that Christmas tree, my grandmother put ornaments up representing every letter of the alphabet. And as young kids, she would give us little pads of paper and to check off like, oh, you could find everyone from zebra to antelope or whatever, and whoever got that done first, they didn't win any prize, but it was as cool as can be. And I've carried on that tradition with my own family and all. It's just, there's something magical about having an ornament representing every letter of the alphabet, and more than one, usually like X for xylophone. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
N is a tough letter. I mean, there's newspaper. I have a little thing of the newspaper, Post-Dispatch reprint that I put on there for N, but you'd think, oh, that'd be an easy word. That's an easy letter, but it's not. It's tough. But it's fun. It's just fun, and
That's
it's
fabulous.
it stimulates a child's imagination, and she
you've carried it
stimulated
on.
mine, and so I try to pass that on.
Yeah, well, you've passed on a lot of great
I was going to
things.
say that, yeah.
And we really appreciate you coming by today. And what city do you reside in? You
Yes, I'm right on the border of St. Louis and the county, so right between U City and the city of St. Louis.
Fantastic.
And I've been there since 1975. And Blueberry Hill is right there, and then the other places are right. They're all bunched together.
Yeah.
And it's a great street.
Fantastic. Well, there you have it. Joe Edwards coming from the Delmar Loop, and we appreciate him sharing his book, St. Louis Walk of Fame, 250 years of great St. Louisians. How often do you say that word?
I almost want to say St. Louisianians.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to make sure I didn't mess it up too much there. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. Happy holidays. We look forward to coming down and trying out the new mini golf as well. Nancy said it's fantastic, so we'll bring the kids with us.
Great.
Aw, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you both.
Joe Edwards, our hot list guest right here on In Your City Show. Welcome back to In Your City Show, and we have two lovely hot list guests with us right now. First, we have Jennifer Ferry, who is the owner of Enchanted Events, along with Cinderella. How wonderful. I mean, who knew we'd have Cinderella in our studio with us? This is fantastic.
Well, thanks for having us.
I can't quit staring at her.
Yeah, she's pretty. She's beautiful.
I feel like I'm starstruck as a child. I'm getting to meet Cinderella. Is your carriage parked out front?
Oh, yes, of
And
course.
what time will it turn to a pumpkin?
Not midnight this time.
Okay, so we've
Good.
got,
We've got it for real.
We've got a little bit of time.
Done a little
then to
magic with the fairy godmother.
I love it. So, Jennifer, thank you so much for bringing some, I guess, magic into the studio. And this is what you do.
Yep.
We were so delighted to meet you. We had our hot list party this year, and then the launch of my children's book.
Yep.
And lo and behold, met you, and you brought enchantment to both of our events. We had Barbie at our event.
Yep.
We met Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift was there.
Yeah, and then
That was Taylor Swift before Travis Kelce.
Yes, it was before. We might have had Travis with her.
She put him on the map, you know.
She
Yes,
did. She absolutely did. Spider-Man came to our children's party. So, I mean, it's so much fun. We did an article. Of course, it's in all three of our magazines. But when you look at it, you can see all of these just beautiful characters. Who are some of the magical individuals that come to parties and bring it to life?
We have such a wide variety of characters. We do princesses. That's kind of our bread and butter. You know, our lovely princesses. We do superheroes. We do spy parties and mascots. Basically, almost any character you can think of.
One of Gordon's favorite is the party. She had Little Mermaid, and so they're in the pool, and there's the Little Mermaid in her. She's a mermaid. She has the tail, and she's there. And I mean, it's just. I mean, can you imagine?
I love the looks on the little girls' faces.
Oh my
They're
gosh!
just like in awe.
When you, I mean, what is
we
that?
have mermaids who swim under the water with the kids. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What's it like, Cinderella, when you walk into a party and these little girls are waiting for you? What is it like when you walk in and they see you? Do they just almost, are they in tears?
I mean, it's just the best feeling in the world. There's nothing else but to describe it than magical, you might say. Just to see their faces all light up and to come in and give the biggest hugs in the whole world. Sometimes not wanting to let go.
I wish you could see in your article, there's this picture, you can see the back of the kid's head as we're opening the door.
Right
this
here.
one right here.
Well, there is an actual picture that shows the face, too, that might be on the digital version, and it's just like,
I wish you could have seen it right at that. I remember it. Her mouth dropped and she was just like,
how can she really
gosh.
be
What are
here?
you doing here?
they gasp. My favorite, is we have a photographer who goes to events with us, and she just posted some recent photos of her daughter's birthday, and you see the kids just running down the sidewalk with their arms wide open to give us the biggest hug. It's the sweetest thing.
What are some of the things then that you do at a party, Cinderella, when you meet the kids? You come and you greet them. Are you there for a while doing any sort of activities or okay?
Yeah, what we do a little bit differently than other companies in the area is instead of sending someone just to sit and eat cake with them or to sit and open presents or watch the children open presents, is we hire exclusively trained singers. So all of our princesses sing, we put on a show, we do dance parties. If it's a spy party, read stories. If it's a spy party, there's like a super secret code that the kids decipher. So it's really more of an activity-based birthday instead of just looking beautiful.
How many times do we hear, have you had the song Let It Go?
Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. We've heard that quite a few times.
I can only imagine. What does Cinderella sing?
Oh, well, lots of different songs.
We sing usually three songs from the stories of the princesses or other characters that you decide to bring to your party. And then maybe, depending on the princess, we sing some songs from other princess friends' stories as well. Usually Let It Go is a big hit, even for someone like myself. We let the kids choose a lot of the time, just because, if it's their birthday and maybe they are having Cinderella come to their party, but they really want to hear somebody else's song, we work with them and we sing.
Do the kids dress up too?
Usually.
So are they dressed up with you?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
They wear tutus, they're big dresses, and light up bows in their hair, and little crowns. We give crowns at our princess parties. And so when you put the crown on the little girl's head, they put their hands on their cheeks and just go, oh my gosh.
I mean, for a child wanting, that feeling. My daughter had a princess party when she was little, and if you would have walked in the door, I can't even imagine what she would have done if there would have been something like that. So what an incredible time that you must have at the parties. What would you have wanted at your party, Gordon?
I was just thinking about that. We didn't have anything like that.
You don't want G.I. Joe to show up.
You know what? G.I. Joe was big for me. G.I.
I probably wanted Gumby.
Do you ever have any kids that just don't want to let you go? Like when it's time to leave and they're like, no.
Yes, I had one kid a while back give me a big hug, as you do, and they just didn't let go. And their parents had to come and, I felt so bad, they had to kind of pry her off of me. I was like, I love you so much, but I do have to go.
Yeah, especially if you're going to turn, your carriage turns into a pumpkin or something like that. You've really got to go in.
It's the most difficult part. Is how do you tell a child that you have to leave?
Right.
It's just so heartbreaking.
Yeah, they want you to stay and spend the night and be part of the slumber party and the whole thing.
We could.
We usually say something along, like, I've had so many kids say, can you stay for a sleepover? It's like, I would love to, but I've got a date with Prince Charming tonight.
You have to go back to the fairy tale land, right?
Exactly.
Well, tell us if a mom or a dad or a family member is interested in having you at their party, how does that take place?
So what they would do is they can go to our website, which is enchantedevents.stl.com. Our phone number is listed on there as well. They can email us at enchantedevents17@gmail.com. Basically, through Facebook, any way you can get a hold of us. The first step is us just checking our availability. We tend to book up pretty quickly, but
I bet.
Sometimes I had an event this weekend where a mom called me and said, I have a princess who's supposed to be here at 7, and they just canceled on me. It was 4 o'clock. And she said, can you get here? And we happen to have an open spot. So, we're happy to make things work if we can.
Sure, absolutely. Is there a fondest memory that you have at a party or anything particular special you want to share with us?
Recently I went to a children's hospital here in St. Louis. It's one of the most magical, but also some of the most difficult visits that we certainly do. Just to see all of the kids and their faces lighting up and just getting to bring a little bit of magic to them and what can otherwise be a really, really dark and difficult time.
Oh my gosh.
It's
how magical of you to do that.
I can't talk about that too much, to be honest. We do end-of-life visits for kids as they're passing away. And we had one little girl who we had done her birthday, and she passed away, and the mom invited us to her funeral because she said it was the happiest she'd ever seen her daughter. She talked about it all the time, and she passed very unexpectedly. And I know. And so I was fortunate.
Too.
I know. So we were fortunate, we met her at her birthday, and then we were there
at the end as well.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow.
I
Thank
know.
you for all that you do.
I can't talk about it too much. I want to keep it happy.
Being a child should be a magical time. You know, they should be able to have experiences that will last a lifetime, and not all children, you know, get to do that. And the thoughts that you are there to make moments brighter, whether they're here for a short time or a long time, is incredible. And I respect you all so much for what you do, because a kid should be able to be a kid, and they should be able to dream and have those moments, because when you get older, it's not always so magical, you know? And you really, honestly, sitting here with you right now, and it's so much fun. It really is. It's so much fun just being with you and having you at our parties. You know, we're grown adults, and you made the party a 500% better by being there. And
magical.
It really doesn't matter the age. We obviously, you're meant for children, and that's what you need to do. But you actually light up an adult's life as well, because we talk about that when we're talking about the holiday season. You know, it's the nostalgic part of it that makes it so magical, and that's what you are. You're a nostalgical feeling, because you bring back childhood memories. And of course, there's new princesses being developed all the time that you're bringing to life, and we appreciate that. And you can hear their story in City Lifestyle. You can go to our holiday issue digitally and read their story and all that. But of course, you can go to their website, you can go to your Facebook, your TikTok, and be able to experience all the magic, you know, that you bring to life for everybody.
Experienced TikTok with them just a few minutes ago.
We did. We just magically appeared in the studio today. So you'll be able to check out their latest video. And what is your TikTok? Is that Enchanted Events?
That one's actually STL Princess Jen. That's my princess TikTok, shall we
STL
say.
Princess Jen. You can find and see your TikTok there and be able to follow you and go along with your journey. Is there anything that we didn't mention before you leave here today on to your next magical journey? Well, we know that, but I wanted to make sure if there was anything that we didn't mention about Enchanted Events.
I think we really hit the high points in that kids really only truly believe for so long. And so we're lucky to be a part of that process, you know, when she walks in and the child truly belelieves that this is Cinderella. You know,
I still believe.
That's important, and we're
My
lucky.
Prince Charming showed up. It can still happen.
I'm just glad you haven't got your eyes checked.
Oh, thank you. Well, go ahead and ask the question of the day then, because it is the holiday season, so we didn't want to leave here without a little bit of holiday.
So if you could bring back any childhood memory from Christmas, what would that be that you could relive or rethink about?
I remember being in my grandparents' house for Christmas, and I remember they had a big fireplace and a big buffalo rug or something, super soft rug, and my grandma would sit on Christmas Eve and braid my hair. And I remember that.
So simple, isn't it?
Very, very clearly in my mind, I remember her braiding my hair one Christmas Eve.
That's just such a simple memory that means so much. You know, and when we've heard the memories today, they are the simple memories, and we need to remember that as parents and grandparents, that we're always trying to get the greatest gift or and really and truly it's something that's really special that will stand out in our memories, and that's really something that I think I've learned from today, that don't try to make it so big. It's what we can offer in the simplicity of their memories. So that's wonderful. And how about you, Cinderella?
Well, I remember when I was younger, my father used to go on all of these long cross-country journeys to all of these fantastic places, but I told him once to bring me back the first branch that he brushed on his journey. And I think that it's still one of my best memories.
Was that before the Wicked Stepmother and Stepsisters or after?
Yes. It was
before.
Before.
Yes, because then you were up cleaning and mopping the floors. You did. There was a little rough go. But thank goodness the slipper fit, and on you went to the castle.
Beautiful slipper.
Yes, right. We're so glad that your journey turned out so well.
Well, I'm so happy to be here.
I almost forgot. No, she didn't get kissed. That was Snow White. It was the slipper.
It was the slipper.
It was the
Which
slipper.
I'm wearing today.
Oh, they're lovely. They fit.
They do.
Didn't fit the Wicked Stepsister's feet.
No.
Too small. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Jennifer Ferry, the owner of Enchanted Events, and of course, the beautiful Cinderella who came along with her today. If you want to have the most magical event for your child or even as an adult, it is so much fun to have your enchanted characters come along for the event. Thank you so much for sharing some magic with us today. We appreciate it. Coming from the city of St. Charles, where you reside.
Yes.
And Cinderella, where's your castle?
Oh, far, far away. Have to take a little carriage ride.
There you go. Thank you so much for being our hot list guest today. You saw it right here for yourself. Magic still does exist right here on In Your City Show. Welcome back to In Your City Show. Our next hot list guest is Tessa Greenspan. She's an author. She is a motivational speaker. She's a mentor. She is from Outhouse to Penthouse, and she is amazing. You just bring life to everything. When she walks in the room, it's like a burst of sunshine just came in. And just sitting here, we were talking before we got started, and you're just talking about how blessed you are to be here. And we know you've went through some hard trials and tribulations, either with something that happened in family or in your life health, and you just never stopped smiling and still bringing positivity to the rest of us. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself as I wah through my day about something I've got to do or how exhausted I am, that I'm lucky
put
to.
you in your place.
She didn't even mean to. I figured it out by listening to her that I really need a check. I got to put myself in check. And
What does Zig Ziglar say? A check up from the neck up.
check up from the neck up.
Because it's all right here.
What was the quote that you said that when you think of her,
One of my favorite quotes is, "Are you going through it or are you growing through it?"
And that is beautiful because it's so true. We have a choice every single day to grow through this and learn from it, or succumb to it.
And you told your story. I was blessed yesterday. I was asked to be a panelist, being an author, with Tessa and two other authors, and I was so excited to be able to be with you and participate in something, together. And I've known you for such a long time and watched you through the years, and my life has changed so much since I met you. And you started your story with, something that happened. You were you were, I guess, born into a very, very poor lifestyle, and you were born out of your mother being a rape victim.
Yes.
And that was a bam, to open her story, and just went right into talk about it. But you never said it in a way of anger or being upset.
Or victim.
No, you've never played
I
a
was
victim
not
in
a victim.
anything.
Actually, I am blessed beyond measure. I've never been a victim.
And
you can be a victim or a victor. It doesn't matter. And my mother always said this, it's our choice. And I chose to be a victor.
And you talked about how your life changed at 4 years old.
4.5 years old, yes.
Can you just give us a little bit of
Yes.
what made Tessa who she is was when she was 4 years old?
Yes, yes. Well, my mother was born, I was born out of wedlock. She was raped, but then she married a man and had another little girl by this man, and he was in the service. He came in at Christmas time, and I did not know him. He brought my sister a doll and a pearl necklace and nothing for me. It was like, what's wrong with me? I went into the kitchen, and the aunt said, honey, don't you worry, that's not your daddy anyway. That moment shaped my life.
Yeah.
I decided at that moment I'm going to be so strong, so cute, so smart that no one could ever ignore me again. And I became an overachiever all of my life until I learned that I'm worthy and I'm good enough as I am.
Right. Right, and sometimes it takes time. And it is amazing because here you are, you had a sister and you grew up in the same house, of course, different fathers, but she did become a victim and you are a victor.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and there's so many things, and it's really important for people to read the book for that reason.
Yes.
That there's so many great stories that can inspire you, encourage you, and
Here's your beautiful
it doesn't
book right
matter
here.
where you come from; it's where you decide to go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
From Outhouse to Penthouse.
Two people can be in the same environment
You
and end
know
up differently.
that.
And why is that? Because of this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something that
Exactly. It's a
instills-
decision that we make too.
From everything. I was
From
listening
everything.
to someone talking about that you know, they were like, well, wait a minute, that car hit me. How am I supposed to, it's up to me. And it truly is. Like, you know, your accident that you had to make the choice of not being a victim to it or blaming something. It was you that healed yourself by keeping positive and keeping that outlook. And your book, tell us a little bit about your book. Right now, you have a screenplay, right? And this is going to be a movie.
Yes. Mhm.
Which is fantastic.
Isn't it wonderful? Because my goal has been to encourage, inspire, motivate, let people know they're worthy, and it doesn't matter where you come from, it's where you decide you want to go. And that's really what the message is, where you decide where you want to go.
How did you know, when did you know that you wanted this to become a movie? And someone's going to win this book.
For some reason. For some reason, I always knew it's going to be a movie. And I know that it's going to be translated into other languages too. And I don't know how I know this, but I know it. The screenplay's been done, and I am really, and if anyone knows of producers, I'm really interviewing different producers right now and directors. And so it's my opinion that I would really love for them to love the book, know that there's a powerful message here to share with millions of people.
Right. There's a picture of you in a long red gown.
Yes.
Can you tell the story behind that?
This is the greatest story. One, again, I always knew it was going to be a movie. I was in Florida, and I wasn't really looking for a dress, but I went into this sort of a upscale resale, and a person that had all of these beautiful gowns was leaving town and gave it to this woman. So the shop that I went into, I tried it on and it fit perfectly. And I thought, this is a great red carpet dress. Actually, I have it hanging in over my closet, not in my closet,
So
because I know it's the vision. And I would like to encourage every single person, have a vision. You know, look and make a movie constantly, because it will be.
Manifesting
I
that.
would really like to tell you about the cover of the book, too.
Please.
After I wrote the book, I've been a self-help groupie, kind of. I've been to every kind of person that is a motivational person. So Bob Proctor, I've taken a lot of his courses, and I was planning on going to his Matrix program in Toronto. I wanted to get this book finished, just the flash drive, but I had the cover, and on the cover I had foreword by Bob Proctor. He had not even seen it. I didn't know if he was going to do it or not. So
you did that beforehand.
Beforehand. This is really great on the law of attraction. Put out what you want. I knew I could have changed it, but I knew he was going to write the foreword and read the foreword by Bob Proctor. The second day I was there, I had the flash drive, and I said, would you look at this and would you write the foreword for my book? He said, sure. So how does that happen? There were 100 people in this motivational roundtable that we had.
Incredible. If we want to get the book and read your story,
yes.
How do we do that?
On Amazon.
So
you can go on Amazon, yes, from Outhouse by Tessa.
To be able to
Greenspan.
find that. If they want it signed by you, though, they're going to need to get a hold of you, right?
That's exactly right. And it's Tessa Greenspan. Anybody can email me if they want, and it's not hard to remember.
Yeah, and I've seen beautiful pictures of your penthouse. A gorgeous story was done with you years ago with the colors and the scheme.
It was on the cover of St. Louis Homes and
so
Lifestyle.
beautiful. Yes, I loved it.
It's happy.
It is very, very inviting, very warm, just like you. And, you know, appreciate all the years of your kind words and always being there to inspire and to motivate. And nothing holds you down, that's for sure.
No. No.
From Outhouse to Penthouse, it's a great story, and I actually have been fortunate. You gave me a book a long time ago to be able to read, so I'll need to get on there and make sure and write a review. Appreciate it so much. And Gordon, we have a question of the day. It is the holiday season, you know,
yes.
So we have a special question that we'd like to ask.
So, as a young child, and we know now because of your past and stuff, but as a young child, with Christmases past, what is your most fondest memory of Christmas as a child?
If you could go back and do a do-over.
Well, we were very poor, so I didn't have a lot. So there were stockings, and then there was oranges and nuts and things in the stockings. And so that was really great because we really hadn't had any. So having a Christmas stocking was really good.
And we talk about that too, as like Kelly mentioned earlier with our last guest. It's like, doesn't have to be about money. It doesn't have to be about things. You know, it's just being in the moment and being with people.
How to make those special. Everybody's memory has been very, very simple, very nostalgic, of course, and it wasn't about some grand gift that they had. It was about a memory, and we need to remember that when we're trying to outdo each Christmas and figure out. We just decided this year we thought it would be really great to figure out an experience to do with our grandboys rather than trying to buy all these things, which we did get their gifts, and I got the idea from a friend. Yeah.
Put on a shelf, or you know.
Yeah.
That's so
but
true.
But do an experience with
them. It's the memories.
Yeah.
That is far more long-lasting than any kind of toy or any kind of gift that you can get them. It's the memories that you have. Experiences,
right?
That they have a memory that will last a lifetime.
Yeah, I think Santa should probably leave a special ornament out on the tree for them. Like Santa used to leave this ornament that had something. Maybe their experience is written inside of it. See, I'm thinking of ideas while we're talking. Let's just stay a while and talk.
Good thing you don't watch the show.
Yeah, that's true, right? Oh, Tessa, you're just such a lovely person. Thank you for shining your light in here with us. And we look forward. I can't wait to buy a new dress to wear down the red carpet to see your movie. And you think probably it's going to be in the next year or two, this is going to all happen. But the screenplay is already finished being written. It's ready to go.
Yes.
And you did that with Shelley Porday?
Yes, I did.
She's fantastic.
We
love her.
And she is really great at it. She does a lot of things. She also writes, and she's a ghostwriter, so she can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
So shout out to Shelley.
So glad to know her. Tessa Greenspan, from Outhouse to Penthouse, and she truly lives in a penthouse now, and she truly had an outhouse as a child. So this is coming from the real words here. It's not a made-up title whatsoever. Get a hold of her book. You can get it on Amazon. It's a great read. It's very powerful. It's very motivating, and it just tells us all that no matter what we go through in life, we can have anything we want if we believe in it, and don't think that anything can hold you back.
It's so true.
You're
so true.
Definitely a sight for those words, right? It's for real.
You can believe it, you can achieve it, right?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's another one too. If you can believe it, you can achieve it.
That's right. It's filled with them today. What else you got for us? Oh, you do have a little something special for us. So we look forward to. Gordon has a special words that he likes to leave everyone with, and he just started last week, and we're going to be blessed with a new one this week. So I'm kind of anxious for him to be able to share his words of, wisdom and inspire others. So
usually words of wisdom are from somebody else, but we've
always
just taken
the case.
It and
make it your own.
Yeah. Why? What is it? Why reinvent the wheel?
Exactly.
Well, I have a couple I'd like to give you. You have not because you ask not. First, you have not because you ask not, and if you can see it, you can believe it.
Yeah,
and you can achieve it.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And Tessa, what city are you coming from today?
St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis.
St. Louis, Missouri. By the way, I want to just mention, and maybe in the spring we can do something, but I'm working with a group that our goal is to uplift the image, the loving St. Louis. So I'll fill you in later. But
we'd love that.
Yes. I mean, we really want to make a difference in St. Louis. And so I'm connected with some brilliant people that we're doing some things.
Let's uplift it,
would love to
motivate
help.
it, revitalize it.
Yes.
When someone says the name St. Louis, they think, yeah, I want to be there.
Well, exactly. And that's, I'm working
We
with.
want people to say, meet me in St. Louis.
Yes, yes.
You're just coming up with them. We'll have to get new T-shirts that say that. Well, we'll have to introduce you to Rob, the owner here at Outreach Studios. They have an incredible production crew, so maybe there might be something even right here to help you with your movie.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Well,
okay.
thank you so much. Tessa Greenspan coming from the city of St. Louis. Right here, our hot list guest. Thank you.
Thank you.
What a great show we had today, right?
Absolutely.
We had some really wonderful hot list guests. It was very inspiring.
Inspiring. Almost cried a couple times, but
I think
that's
I
me.
did cry.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this December, we're excited to celebrate the enchantment of the season and showcase what our city has in store to make the holidays and the year ahead unique, unforgettable, and stress-free. We've curated a selection of cherished traditions, must-visit holiday destinations, and brimming with holiday spirit, recommendations for dining, entertainment, and in our region. And it's the time of the year to give back. And City Lifestyle has a great giving campaign to give back to our community. And, you know, at this time, many are facing loneliness or grief during this time. And it's important to remember that while the holidays are a source of joy for many of us, they can also be a time that's of sorrow, and for those who have lost loved ones like myself. And in the true spirit of the season, let's extend a helping hand to our fellow community members who may be in need or are feeling isolated. And my sincere wish for you, our sincere wish for you this season, is that you experience abundance of love and inner peace no matter where you're at or what's going on. Let's come together, let's show kindness, empathy, and love to one another, fostering a sense of togetherness and unity. And we're wishing you and your loved one a joyous and heartwarming holiday season. And we're so thankful to bring you our 3 editions for the season, all filled with, like we said, curated and beautiful, gorgeous stories. And our hopes is that we can impact our communities, help our businesses grow, and most importantly, bring community together, something that we really need. So we appreciate that very much.
I want to thank you for joining our City Lifestyle show today. And if you don't have a copy of our latest issue, join us on citylifestyle.com. Click your favorite city to subscribe, or reach out to us for more information at inyourcityshow.com. Would you like to be in our next issue of City Lifestyle, Chesterfield, Clayton, and our St. Charles County City Lifestyle magazine? Or do you want to be our next hot list guest and be seen in your city? Well, you can contact us once again at inyourcityshow.com. We want to wish you a happy holiday and cheers, and we look forward to seeing you in the new year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And now your hosts of In Your City Show, Kelley and Gordon.
Welcome to the In Your City Show. It is November. It is the month of being thankful. It's all about gratitude. And our show is brought to you by Clayton, St. Charles, and Chesterfield City Lifestyle magazines. We're so thankful. We deliver to over 40,000 homes, 3,000 plus businesses every single month, bringing these gorgeous stories. And as you can see, our covers are just beautiful. They are the Make-A-Wish kids. These are kids who have had wishes granted. And we're going to find out more about them. We've got a couple great young men that are going to be on the show with us, and Taylor, who comes from Make-A-Wish, talking about it. So we're excited about that. And of course, I've always got to bring along Olive with me. Oh, Olive, she's Possum. I'm so excited about the new pups and can't wait till they come in. But you can actually go to OLiveTheBulldog.com, pre-order your very own Possum Bulldog pup. And then, of course, if you haven't got a copy of your Oh Olive, Oh Noah Thunderstorm, we would love for you to go on and be a great holiday gift. And you know what is so cool is like when you hear, I was at a school, where were we at? Tuesday, Academy of Sacred Heart. And Rennie Knott from Channel 5 is doing a story, and he came in, and the kids were just so well behaved. They were so excited about Olive, and the love that poured out of them being with Olive was just.
Olive was soaking it up.
Yeah, just soaking up. Amazing to watch. But what was cool is that I got some emails later from the parents that were there, or I'm sorry, that the children that were there, just, so happens to be, I guess, Facebook friends, and talking about how excited their child was. And a few of them already has a book, and said that she had to read the book a couple times that night to them, that they kept wanting to read it. And that's all you can hope, is that a child will continue to want to read.
It was really cool, and kind of gave you little chills and goosebumps listening to the kids all in unison reading your book with you, with the boom, boom.
And then the best day ever, one of the little boys said that he had. So it was really cool. So I would say that is what I'm thankful for. And that is our question of the day, is what are we thankful for? Which I'll be asking you too, Gordon. So, as we enter the season of Thanksgiving, it's a time when we naturally turn our thoughts toward the many blessings in our lives, right? Thanksgiving embodies the essence of gratitude, urging us to consciously express it. It calls us to cherish moments with our loved ones and to embrace the act of giving back in a profound and meaningful way today. And all this month. So let's be thankful for what you are thankful for as well. So we're gonna have a great show. It's all about being thankful, gratitude, and some of the cool organizations that are out there, people that are out there that are making a big difference. So we made a big difference.
We did make a big difference.
We just got back from Vegas, baby.
You never know what life's going to bring you. I had no idea. So a friend of ours is doing the IKF, International Karaoke Federation.
Who knew, right?
World Championship. So it's not just local. It's not just in a city. It's worldwide. I mean, we had people from France there. Anyway, I was...
France, Colombia, Jamaica. St. Louis was representing 2 people, I believe, weren't they? 2?
Yes.
And then there was Seattle. They were from all over.
Yeah, it was quite an experience. And so I got asked to be a judge. 30 years in the business of doing entertainment and DJing and karaoke shows and singing in bands and the music industry. And it was great because I got to meet some interesting. Louis Barr was one of the other judges from Vegas.
He's
a
talented.
7-time world championship. What do they call that? The ballroom dancer.
Yeah, and he was on Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars. And just a fascinating man. It was such a pleasure to meet him and the other judges. And
very worldly. So when you meet someone that's so worldly, that's done so much in life and has met so many people, you're just like in awe, you know, of them. Yeah.
Yeah, he came across, I mean, he looks like a movie star, looks like he should be in a movie.
Walking down the streets of New York or France.
Yeah, he's a great guy. But also we got to take in some of the sights of Vegas. Of course, they're having the Formula One race coming up on the 18th.
It's cool to drive down the streets because the streets were literally, of all places, one of the busiest you know, places you can possibly be. Vegas. These streets are just lined with fencing. And we were driving down them, of course, in the Uber, where the race cars are. The Formula One race is going to be taking place.
The stands.
So that was cool.
They have a big stand right in front of the Bellagio fountains, which Kelley enjoyed. We have to thank one of our great friends for setting us up at Spago Restaurant, who we got a great seat right there in front of the fountains outside.
And it takes your breath away. If you have never experienced it and you go to Vegas, I highly recommend just standing in front of those fountains and listening to the music play and the fountains going off. You're just mesmerized, you're taken in by it. The beauty was just incredible. And if you get a chance to eat at Spago, apparently it's very difficult to get in there, and how we lucked out. It's who you know, right? It's not what you know, it's who you know to get anything.
I was a little surprised at Kelley's food choice, though. Go to Spago, great restaurant, and what does she order? The spaghetti.
I don't know. It was like calling out to me. It sounded so, and it was so good. It's probably the best spaghetti I've had.
It was
Usually
really
I order a filet mignon or a lobster or something like that, and it was so good.
Service was off the charts.
We ordered a pizza for the appetizer
yes,
too,
we did. That was
which
good
was
too.
really good. And then the other thing that we got to do was go to the Michael Jackson Cirque du Soleil.
Michael Jackson won.
Yeah. It was like a Cirque du Soleil. Is that how you say it? And I mean, the trapeze and the things that they were doing were just incredible. The timing.
These people have to be martial arts experts. They have to be dancers. They have to be gymnasts. They have to be all of those things because
and above.
They're flying around the air as if like we walk, you know, and I don't walk too well. So it was just incredible.
Okay, so the funniest or the craziest or most eerie part of it is, okay, so you go in, there's a line a mile long to get in. I mean, it's sold out, incredibly packed. This couple comes up behind us and said, and what did they say? They said, I told my wife we need to get there. It's going to be a really long line. And
they're
there's going to be
behind us in line.
And there's going to be a woman in front of us
in a black dress.
In a black dress with sparkly shoes. And I exactly had a black dress on. And in fact, you can see the black dress and sparkly shoes if you're on my social media, because there's a picture of us after doing, because I did the red carpet interviews. So it was super cool. I met so many people from different countries, different states, all wearing their own unique look. Some of them were like,
some of them were very unique.
Very unique, very small maybe, and some just wow. But so I got to meet a lot of people, but we went straight from doing the red carpet and being at the event directly to go see Michael Jackson. But how crazy is that he had a sighting in his head that he'd be in line behind someone in a long black dress and sparkly shoes. But the funniest part about it, there's probably, 500 people in this 600 in line. They picked about 10 people in the line to stick their head up. We're sitting there, and all of a sudden, I'm like stunned like backwards.
Apparently, they took pictures of us while we're in line. And so while you're waiting for the show to start, you're looking on the side walls.
And there's people on the tabloids. Like, you think you're reading the tabloids.
It's like the National Enquirer, but your face is on it, you know.
Yeah, so
man fights squirrel, you know, something
crazy stuff. So we look up and we're there, and then we ended up over there, and we're just like, oh my, I think the people behind us said, look, you're up on the wall.
And what was funny is I was taking pictures of the auditorium and didn't realize till later that our picture was up on the wall. So it was kind of funny. It was like,
it was great. So we had a really good experience, and we hope if you go there that you'll find some great things to do. We did actually try a nightclub. My 26-year-old daughter got us in a nightclub. My cool kid got us, on the list. So we went in and let the music thump us around a little bit, and then
actually the nightclub was it was actually really nice.
It was really nice because we got there before anyone.
The old people.
Yeah, we're the old people.
The 9:30 crowd.
Yeah.
The 9:30 that leaves at 9:30.
When we were leaving, the line was wrapped around the building. When we were there, we had so much activity space because there was nobody.
I was like, this ain't too bad.
There's nobody there. So
if I was 21, it would have been a whole different story. Yeah.
All right. Well, we do have a great show ahead. A lot of wonderful people that are really making a difference in our cities. And we'll find out who they are and what cities they're from as we come back shortly with more of In Your City Show. Welcome back to In Your City Show. We have the beautiful Angel Magasano. She is the founder and CEO of LBB, better known as Little Black Book of Women in Business. I found this company, or maybe Angel found me probably 10 years ago. And it's funny how time goes, and over the years, you just kind of keep running into each other. And she was kind enough to have me speak at a luncheon, and then I just madly fell in love with the organization and can't get enough of it now. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I mean, you have built such an amazing organization and helped so many women to find themselves, to have more courage, and to be a better person. I mean, what were you doing one day when all of a sudden you're like, I think I'm going to put all my energy and try to get a bunch of women together that are entrepreneurs and see what I can do. And how did this come about?
Well, what I was doing was I was floundering in business. I was a corporate marketing person who took a step out of the corporate world to be a stay-at-home mother. During that time,
very important.
Oh my gosh, it was the best time, so important, and such a great learning experience for my life. But during that time, I started a hobby business, and I was a cake designer, and I was. Oh, good. Let me tell you.
We want a cake, by the way.
Let me tell you, I was really good at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's my retirement plan. Okay. The more I think about it, it might be my retirement plan. But it was a hobby business, and I never really saw it as a business journey, but it really was turning into that, and I was starting to get some national recognition for wedding cake design, and I just didn't know how to run the business side of the business. I knew how to market it, and Facebook was brand new back at that time, so that was a great new tool to market this cake business, but I didn't know how to run the business. So I started to just reach out in my local network to see who was running a business, whether they were a solopreneur or they were running like a chiropractic firm, who can help me on the back end run this business and share their best practices with me so I can run this cake business as business. And so that's how it started.
Wow. It was you wanting to learn how to run a business.
Right.
I thought there's probably so many other people out there that are in the same position, right?
It was not only that, I had something to share. I had skills to share that I knew other people didn't have, and I was lacking in so many skills I knew that people could share with me, and I just didn't know how to scale in that way. But the other part of it was that I was also a stay-at-home mom. So I had all of the duties of what it was like to be a home manager. I was running the home and the children and their schedules, and my husband at the time, his schedule, and all of the things. And I needed to be surrounded by women who could understand what I was going through. I'm trying to be taken seriously as a business owner, not knowing what I don't know, and also still be loyal to my family.
Yeah. And do you find that sometimes when when we're in business, even though there's technology and everything that we might have now, there's still so much to know and to be able to grow your business.
Yeah, I feel like it changes all the time, and I've been doing this now for 12 years, and there are still so many things that I don't know. When it comes to technology, certainly that changes quickly, and having updates with that is so important. But there are still some fundamentals, I think, that even a 10-year veteran in business can learn.
Yeah.
I know Kelley takes care of all of our social media stuff, and I see her on there. It takes 10 hours a day almost to just take care of that, and then you got to run a business on top of it. It's tough to do. So when you started Little Black Book, at what point, I mean, when you started it, how many years did it take before it really took off?
Well, I can give you a specific example. It took 10 years. I spent a lot of years hustling. I spent a lot. When we first met, and God love it, it was through Streetscape magazine, which was a lifestyle magazine in St. Charles County at the time. And back at that time, I was really hustling, and I would hustle to the Chamber of Commerce. I would hustle through any networking opportunity that there was in the area. I was there, and I networked so much, I was probably networking myself out of a job because I wasn't spending any time on the business development. But it took 10 years for me to grow the business to a place where we are operating in 10 communities. And then this year alone, I've been able to onboard another 5 communities. So it's taken me 12 months to onboard 50% of what it took me 10 years to do. So at this point, we're really, there's recognition, there's credibility, there's a history where, you know, there's a proven track record. And so now our growth is really explosive. And people say, oh my gosh, this happened overnight. It didn't. Like, I've cried in bed. I cried in bed for a number of years,
so many people see everybody's successes and they think, oh wow, it's so easy for you. No, they don't see it. It's like,
That's right. They don't know
it's like the little, it's like the picture of the iceberg. You see the little bitty iceberg on top,
it's exactly like that.
This giant thing that, you know.
It's absolutely true. I remember you telling a story, because a lot of times we're so fearful, of starting a business, or, you know, you have to put some money into it or something like that. And I remember you telling the story. She was absolutely terrified. She's telling the story about spending $100 on an employee, I think a month maybe.
That's right.
To take $100 out of your pay and put it towards someone else to help you was terrifying. And you took that step, you did it. And I mean, now of course, you know, things have changed so much since then, but it is quite scary when you have to take that leap to do something, no matter how much it is, to take that out, you know? So you got to do it.
That is the hardest $100 I ever spent, and also the best $100 I ever spent. But I do think when you come into being a business owner from a place where I came from the corporate world, so I was no stranger to business, but I was a stranger to running a business. And so I think that's where people get frustrated, because they start with maybe the marketing piece and visibility and exposure, and they need to be out there and they need to, you know, be seen, but they don't have the backbone of the bookkeeping in place, you know, which is really the financial end, is really the foundation, because if you don't know where your money is coming from and where your money is going to, then
it can just be gone.
It can just be gone. And then your passion just fizzles out and turns into resentment.
You know what I love about your organization is the fact that, from what I've seen, is how the support that you guys have.
Yes.
For each other.
Supporting each other.
Yeah, because, you know, and I'm not cutting them down or anything, but there's chambers and stuff like that. And everybody goes to chamber meetings and does this and does that, but there's no after support usually. And there's so much support afterwards. Like, you go to each other's events, you post each other's stuff on social media, you're there.
Women really building women.
Right.
Yeah, there's an authenticity to the entire organization and the members that join it. We really do attract a different type of woman who is authentic in their giving self, meaning they're ready to, you know, celebrate somebody else's success and help them get there along the way. And I think that's just the emotional intelligence that women have that is the point of difference from something like a Chamber of Commerce or a mixed, co-ed organization. Women just have that bond.
I just see how much you guys add value to each other.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you for that.
So speaking of added value, before we don't want to run out of time here, to make sure, because you do give back so much, and right now there's so many events that you do throughout the year that everyone is doing for one another and having, but you have this incredible event, which one of the fun events coming up is the luncheon, where your favorite thing, which is so fun, where we all bring our favorite gift, and everyone, all the women.
Me?
No, I have Gordon wrapped
she has
up.
a $20 cap, so I don't think she.
Cap, so,
yeah, a lot more expensive.
It may be more expensive than that. But the other big event that we're looking forward to is the Burr Bash, and that's your holiday event for Toys for Tots. So how can we be involved, and tell us about that event?
Yeah, so Burr Bash as a campaign is a 45-day collective community toy drive. So this year we're working with over 350 independent businesses to collect on behalf of the Burr Bash toy drive. Which is very exciting, super exciting. And then those toys are all brought to the gala, which you'll be at when the Burr Bash Gala is happening in December. And we celebrate that night. The gala is all about celebrating the community give back and support that we've been able to give to not only Toys for Tots, but other nonprofit organizations in the area. But the contribution that we have with Toys for Tots is significant. Last year, we donated 20,000 toys in the greater St. Louis region.
Yeah.
For the last 3 years, we filled a semi-truck trailer. So based on the numbers, the 2000 statistics of Toys for Tots and the need that presents in the St. Louis region versus the amount of toys that they collect, without our contribution, they would not be able to fill the need. Wow. So it is so important for people to give that toy, because toys to children represent imaginative play and creative critical thinking skills. So it's just it's an important piece in their development.
Well, thank you so much for all that you do. If someone is interested in being part of the Little Black Book of Women in Business, how do they go about doing that, besides the people I introduce you by email?
Yeah, right? If you know Kelley, ask her. For everybody else. That's right. I won't give out your phone number. Anybody else, we have online presence at womenoflbb.com. We also have social media presence on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook, so you can find us just about anywhere.
And how many women are in the organization?
520.
Wow, that's incredible. That's a lot of women and a great group of women to be around. So Angel Magasano, thank you so much, President and CEO, founder of LBB, Little Black Book of Women in Business. We appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to In Your City Show, and we have some amazing guests with us today. First of all, I want to introduce you to Taylor Raymer. She is the Associate Director of Business Development with the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri and Kansas. So years ago, it was just the Metro St. Louis, so you have expanded out, which of course the Make-A-Wish Foundation is all over, is it the world even, or United States?
Yeah, it's international. So we have 58 chapters here in the United States and several other chapters abroad, all of the countries, most of them covered.
It's a phenomenal organization. We have Cooper with us today, Cooper, and we have Luke. I had to point the right people there. So Cooper, Luke, there we go. And you're wearing your Make-A-Wish shirts, which I love that. Did you notice the covers of our magazine? So they are all representing the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Those are 3 other children. We've got Disney World, we've got wanted to build an airplane, and of course we can tell he wanted to be a fireman. So it's just absolutely awesome, all that you do. Back when I was involved, what's the football player's name? You met him in the bathroom on the airport.
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner, he followed him in the bathroom. Creepy husband over here. He did wash his hands though. Good. And they used to take, oh my gosh, they had like a whole airplane full of kids to Disney World. Do they still do that? Do you know? I'm putting you under the bus there. I don't know, but I hope they do, because it's absolutely amazing what they do. Actually, they do. They live in Arizona now, and they are still affiliated with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So I answered that by myself, because we did a story on them last year, and that was part of the story too, when his movie was coming out.
Yes.
So yeah. So you are here. Tell us, for those that may not know what the Make-A-Wish Foundation is about, let us know what that is.
Absolutely. So the Missouri and Kansas chapter, so Make-A-Wish as a whole, we grant wishes to children with critical illness ranging from 2.5 to 18 years old. And so Make-A-Wish steps in and we can grant them their wish of something they want to be, a place they want to go, someone they want to meet, anything like that. And I mean, these two are going to speak on it in a bit. Wishes not only transform the lives of the individual kiddos, but their families and their support systems all around. So, I mean, bringing the children strength, hope, and joy when they need it most is something that we are all about, what we are at our core, and really just reaching those kiddos at the time where they need it.
Yeah, the very first wish that I learned was a little boy, 2 years old, who wished for a puppy. And so we're so excited to be part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation with our children's book, which is all about a dog. So couldn't have been a better like knock on the head, like this matches perfect. We've got to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So incredible. So how many children a year, kids I should say, because they're not all babies or kids, teenagers, you granted wishes to this year?
Yeah, we're coming off a record-breaking year in our last fiscal year, granting 438 wishes to children all across our chapter territory, and we're planning on granting around 425 again this year. With we got about 650 kiddos waiting for their wish right now. Either it's scheduled or they were just qualified. So got a lot of kiddos lined up to grant wishes for, and we intend on granting as many as we can this year.
Wow. So Luke, how old are you?
So I am 18.
You're 18. How old were you when you had a wish?
So I was 11 years old whenever I got my wish, and that was to train at the U.S. men's national soccer team.
Oh, wow.
And it was kind of a super cool experience because not only did my wish get to be granted, but it also got to happen here at Busch Stadium. So growing up in St. Louis, growing up a huge Cardinals fan, I also got like a full backstage tour of Busch Stadium, got to go inside the locker room, got to eat with the team, ride around St. Louis on the bus with them all, and it was just like one of the greatest moments of my entire life.
Who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite soccer team or favorite player?
So favorite MLS team obviously is St. Louis City, but growing up, big soccer fan. I'm a fan of Manchester. My whole family is a Manchester United family, in the Premier League. So
you're just watching the story Beckham,
yes,
and seeing him do that phenomenal kick.
Yeah, incredible.
Oh yeah, me and my whole family, me, my mom, my younger brother, my older brother, my dad, we all sat down, we watched the whole documentary all in one go.
Are you playing soccer?
I'm not anymore.
But you love it.
I love it, yeah.
You get to enjoy it.
Yep.
So what was an experience like, having your dream come true?
Yeah, so it was just like, it kind of felt like a dream at first because, like I said, like St. Louis kid born and raised, and I'm just in my hotel room, and then here I see Tim Ream come into like the lobby, who I actually went to St. Dominic High School, the same high school that he graduated from. So having him like come down to the lobby and be like, hey, like Luke, like your wish is happening this weekend, was just like, me and my entire family were overcome with emotion.
Oh, I can only imagine. That's so special. I love hearing that. And Cooper, how old are you?
I'm Cooper, I'm 15. My wish was to go to like all the theme parks in Orlando, Florida.
All of the theme parks? There you go. Way to go. If you're going to do it, go big, right?
Yeah.
And so you wish to go to Disney World and see all of the theme parks. So what did you get to experience there?
It was real cool. So we went there, and like normally you can get like the fast passes, but I got this thing. It was like a gold pass, and it's where they would like take you up through the back of the line. And like you gotta skip and just go first.
You got some royal treatment is what you got.
See you, pardon me. Excuse me, pardon me. That had to be great.
I'm kind of a big deal. And how old were you when you got to go?
I think I was like 13.
13?
Yeah.
So not that, you're 15 right now.
Yeah.
So
I was 14, I'm sorry.
14, so not that long ago that you got to go then.
Not at all.
So what kind of experience, besides getting to pass everyone up in line, which is the best thing of all, what was it like for you getting to go there and experience, a dream?
Well, I got to do like all the rides in one day. It was just really fun.
Do you have a favorite ride?
The Harry Potter ones.
Really? I've
cool.
not got to see that. Harry Potter wasn't there when I went. I think going in the Haunted Mansion, I thought that was so much fun. It's when you look in the mirror and the ghost is sitting next to you. And did you do that? You didn't write, tell me you didn't write the Tower of Terror.
I did. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's absolutely terrifying. It's like, am I still up here? I'm not. I don't know.
I remember taking my daughter on that. All of a sudden, it just dropped. All I saw was her ponytail go up.
You're hoping that they're still in the seat with you, right? Did you get to go with your whole family? Was it your mom and dad and just you?
Yeah, it was.
Your whole family got to go?
And I also got to build a lightsaber, like the Disney one.
You did. You
awesome.
got the lightsaber?
I got to build one. So
You
they
got
have
to
like a
build
thing where
one.
you can build your own.
You still have it?
Yeah, I do.
Now, do you keep that in a safe spot, or do you swing it around?
I keep it in a safe spot. It's
Keep it
like
in a safe
propped
spot.
up on like a holder.
Yeah. And how are you both doing? You're just completely inspired, and did it just give you a whole new awakening experience in something like this?
Yeah, so my biggest thing about Make-A-Wish is obviously it was amazing for kids like me and Cooper to experience something like that, but something that I feel like goes very overlooked is the family aspect of it all, because I'm one of 4 boys. Like, I'm super close with all 3 of my brothers, and there's a lot of like behind the scenes battles that the family has to go through when you're going through like cancer treatment that a lot of people don't think about. And being able to see like my younger brother go out and kick the soccer ball with the guys, like just how I was doing, and my older brother who ended up playing college soccer, he kind of got to like talk to the head coach at the time, and he kind of got to pick his brain and like talk about soccer and like bounce some ideas back and forth. So really, that Make-A-Wish also is giving back to to the families just as much as they are as us, is something that I think is amazing.
Yeah. Now, Luke, are you involved with something? We want to make sure we get that before we end. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So whenever I was going through my treatment, I got the opportunity to be like the honorary team captain with the CBC basketball team where my older brothers went. And Coach Tatum, who is our varsity coach there at the time, he kind of took me underneath his wing, and I got to do a lot of amazing stuff with that team. So whenever I was younger, I had the idea that I wanted to give back to the community, and I wanted to kind of highlight St. Louis and Missouri basketball as a whole. So 2 years ago was our first annual I Got This All-Star Game, which I got this was kind of the phrase that my family used during my treatment plan. And we had 2 all-star teams, and each one of the teams had what we called a Wish Kid captain, which kind of touched back on whenever I got to be the captain of that basketball team. And Cooper was actually one of the
Look at him smile.
one of the original Wish Kid captains of the teams.
Oh, I love it.
And before tip-off, the past 2 years we've done on average a little over $20,000.
Oh my gosh, kudos to you, and to you for getting in there and being that helper as well. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And that is what's so important, is first of all, volunteers. You can't have enough volunteers when you have an organization. Having people that support, because of people supporting, because of people giving back, you two, amongst many other kids, have had the experience of being inspired by a wish come true, and we need that.
Absolutely. I mean, wishes are not possible without our community members, without companies, individuals, people who are giving back proceeds from their children's book or wishing it forward after their wish experience. Wishes are not possible without you and our community, and that's what we need right now with a record number of wishes waiting with those 650 kiddos. So now is the time to get involved if you're feeling called, if that's on your heart. With Giving Tuesday coming up, with Season of Wishes, we just really encourage you and the community to spread some love and joy this holiday season and help make wishes come true, because as you can see, wishes have a lasting impact. You're not just making a one-time wish, you are truly changing the lives of the kiddos and their families for the rest of their lives.
Were you two this handsome before your wish? Because you guys are handsome young men there, aren't they? Well, thank you so much for coming and telling your story and your wish. We appreciate it, and we wish you to have the best holiday season, and thank you both for being here, and thank you, Taylor. We
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
So we've got Cooper and Luke, amazing, handsome, young Make-A-Wish kids. And then, of course, Taylor Raymer here, the Director of Business and Development with the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri and Kansas. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In Your City show is back, and we are bringing you St. Louis Crisis Nursery, another organization to be very thankful for. And with us is the CEO, Diane Miller. Hi.
Hi.
So good to see you again. Remember you were on the podcast with us over at Prosodez?
Yes, that was so fun.
Yeah.
You guys made it so easy.
That was celebrity host night, or what was it called?
Celebrity waiter night.
Yeah, so much fun. So this was the first year that we were not able to be there. We were out of town, so I'm so sorry that we missed being there. But that's always a great event. You have so much that you do, and you know this is what our show is all about: is gratitude and being thankful. And there's so many people out there that are making a difference in people's lives, and you are definitely one of those, along with your team and all the incredible volunteers that make everything happen. We just recently had the big Tots.
Over the top
for Tots.
Yes.
And that was at Ameristar. And of course, I've been to that every year, and this year I had to miss two because we had an event we had to be at out of town. But my friends went and had such a great time. You have just endless booths of shopping, which what woman doesn't want to do that? And a few men that get drug along by their spouses or partners. And then, of course, who was the MC this year?
Claire Kelley.
Claire, I love Claire. She's awesome. And then, of course, a wonderful lunch, all raising money. How much money did you raise this year? Do you have that total?
Record year, $180,000.
Wow.
At a luncheon. So the women...
over 500 women this year?
Over 500.
Incredible.
It was sold out in August.
Gosh.
And people are already buying tables.
Wine and shopping, and then
Can you go wrong there?
Can't go wrong, right.
How much can I pay you?
I was right there to say stop.
And for the first time ever, we had, she's an adult now, but she was a kid at the crisis nursery. And she came, Brittany is her name, and she came and told her story of what she remembered when her mom was struggling and couldn't take care of she and her siblings. They would come to the crisis nursery, and the things that she remembered were the warm bath, because they didn't have hot water in their house, food to eat all day long, 3 meals, 3 snacks. They didn't have any food in their home. And then she remembered, you'll get a kick out of this, that when she was getting dressed in the morning, the staff brought out some outfits for her to pick, and it still had the tags on. And she never forgot that it was brand new clothing.
So many things that we take for granted are just an incredible blessing for someone else. That we just take those things for granted. Hot water, you know.
Oh my gosh, food. I have a hard time to tell you when we don't finish our meal, and it's stuff that you really can't keep, and it makes me ill putting it in the trash can. I just absolutely. We were having to go visit his mom, and I had a thing of mustacholi, and it took time to take it to my daughter's, and he's like, "Oh no, we'll drop it off. We don't want to go bad, but you don't want to waste something that's that so many people. It's such a valuable commodity that they aren't able to have." So Diane, for those that may not know what the St. Louis Crisis Nursery is all about, please tell us.
Sure. So the Crisis Nursery is a child abuse prevention agency that's been around in our community for over 37 years. So we started at what was Deaconess Hospital. We used to be across from the zoo, and helping families that have nowhere else to go and they have little ones. So it's any kind of a crisis: domestic violence, overwhelming parental stress, homelessness. We work with families that are evicted and they end up sleeping in their cars. We work with moms who are in bad situations and maybe being beaten every day. And then one day she decides, I'm not going to take it anymore, and calls the police or asks for help. And the kids come to us, and mom can go to one of the domestic violence shelters. We work really closely with the hospitals. So if you just imagine that, most of our parents are single parent moms living in poverty, trying to do the very best that they can. They are my heroes at how hard they are working. And so 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they can call any one of our now 5 nurseries. So we're all the way out to Wentzville, we're up in North County, we're in St. Charles, and then down in the city of St. Louis. Trained professionals will answer the phone, and they'll know exactly what to do. And about 60% of the parents that call just need somebody to talk to. And most of our calls are in the middle of the night, and they're on the weekends when other agencies have closed and gone home. We're still at work, we're hard at work. Kids come in then, within the first 24 hours, they get a complete physical. 32% of our kids are ill when they come, and that might be why the baby is crying all night.
Sure.
And mom can't get her to be consoled. And mom might start to think, I'm a bad mom and I can't do this, I can't take care of her. And we actually had a mother that thought about putting her baby in the bathtub and drowning her. And then she remembered that when she was at the laundromat, she saw a poster that said, parenting is hard, call the crisis nursery.
It's hard when you have everything.
It is, isn't
So
it? It
It's
is.
like there's no hope in sight.
Exactly. Nobody to help her, no family, no neighbors, no one at all. At 2 o'clock in the morning, she called the crisis nursery, and Katie is alive today because she made that phone call. And so when people think of us, that's what I want them to think of. We literally are saving lives. So helping kids get the prescriptions that they need, get to feel better, giving the parent a little break. Sometimes you just need 24 hours. And
my daughter throws them out of the car as she drives by. She needs a break. Take them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so
because she has somebody that she can do that
that's
too.
Exactly
so someone
right.
that doesn't have anybody to go, take them.
Take them. So we can be that auntie, that grandma. But then in addition to that, in addition to the physicals, we also provide a therapeutic environment because of the trauma that our kids are experiencing when you live in that kind of poverty and the violence that's going on in our city. So many years ago, over 25 years ago, we started doing art therapy. And we have trained, licensed art therapists that travel between the nurseries, and they'll talk with the kids about how they're feeling. And then, because that's not the way to communicate with kids, they bring out the crayons and the clay and show me how you're feeling. And so actually today I brought you one of those. I wanted to leave that here with you guys. But this is some of the art that one of our
love and gratitude from the St. Louis Crisis Nursery.
Yes, made by one of
the children's
one of our little ones, and we wanted to give that to you.
Oh, thank you.
And this was a message of hope. This little one was feeling like maybe the sun would come out again, and
the sun would come out again.
The sun.
And I love that because that's my whole model behind my children's book is that through the stormiest times, the sun will always come out, and it forms a rainbow as well. You know, that you can see with all the colors. So how lovely that is! It's so true that the sun will always come out, just like the mother that had thought that awful thought with her child. That, you know, luckily she made that call because the next day will happen if you allow it. There can be somebody there to help you.
Right, if you don't
you know,
give up.
I just realized I remember when your organization, that's how old I am, 37 years ago, you were just starting, and I had you as I did a bridal fashion show at Mid-Rivers Mall, and you were my organization that had a booth, and we raised money out of the, you know, they paid for a booth, and then people, of course, donated, and we had everybody bring diapers or toilet paper and whatever necessities formula. So we had barrels of things at your booth table where people could drop things off, and that was 37 years ago.
Isn't that incredible?
When I thought about you, when you said 37 years ago, I was one of the first events, like getting out there. It was only maybe a couple people. It was not a big crew whatsoever, but you know, someone had the want to start this, and it's just so valuable, everything you do. And again, just like when we talked about with the other organization, volunteers are everything. And on a day-to-day basis, it's not just about the luncheon that you had and the other event that you're going to talk about right now, but it's the day-to-day of people dropping off diapers or formula, those things that are such necessities to parents to be able to take care of their child. We can do that every day, all year long, right? Or write a check.
Yes, any of those things would be so helpful. We have moms that are reusing disposable diapers because they can't afford it. We have parents that are watering down formula because they can't afford formula. So any help that we can get, people can go to our website, crisisnurserykids.org, and learn more about us and all of our, because in addition to the 5 nurseries, we also have 11 empowerment centers.
Is that a place where we can drop off
that
things?
you can drop things off,
Okay.
and that's where the social workers are that are doing the aftercare follow-up program. So care for the kids, and then when they leave, we don't give up. We don't quit. We keep going, and we go into their homes, and they come to us, and we have food banks, diaper banks, legal clinics, free libraries. We have a clothing boutique in St. Louis City. We
got all those clothes downstairs. I'll be bringing them to you.
Your
So
clothes.
yeah,
Oh.
I've got tubs downstairs, so I will
Yes.
definitely bring them your way. I didn't know that we could do that
we're
as well.
full service. Anything
So
that we
parents,
become
we can help
aware
them
of
as well,
that
then.
our parents need, we try to jump in. And so that leads to the holidays that are
Yes.
coming up. And many years ago, we started a program called Holiday Hearts. And because what we found is in January, kids were coming into the nursery, and we would say, "How was your Christmas?" They would say, "We didn't have Christmas. Santa forgot us, or we must have been bad, and so we didn't get any toys." And we said, "That's unacceptable. Santa does not think you're bad, and he will never forget you again." And so each year now it's about 1,600 kids that we help over the holidays, and we do that a number of different ways. Again, that's on the website. But in addition to toys, we do gift cards like to Walmart or to Aldi's, so the parent can go buy what they want. And you know what the number one thing is that parents ask for?
What?
They ask for food. Because of the inflation and how expensive
Oh my
food
gosh, it's
is, you know,
terrible.
isn't it terrible?
Yes.
And so if you have 2 or 3 kids and you're working a minimum wage job and you're paying for daycare, and food just becomes,
I don't see how they do it.
It's really a struggle. It really is. And
Do you also help the parents with getting enrolled to get help with food stamps or things like that as well?
Yes.
There are things to help them with that?
Yes,
Good.
we sure do. We do that. And but at all 16 locations, we have food pantries, so that if somebody shows up at our door and they're hungry, we don't have to say, "Go here, go there,
You have
fill
some
out this
things there.
paperwork." We say, "Here."
Great.
We want to help.
Well, before we have run out of time, but we do not want to leave. But can you please let us know about your upcoming events that you do?
Yeah, so this one that is going on right now, actually,
Okay.
is called Holiday Hearts. And it's anybody that wants to help make sure that kids have a magical Christmas. And they can either go online and make a donation. They can go to, we like Walmart. They're very supportive of the nursery. Aldi's is supportive of us. Buy some gift cards and either mail them to us, drop them off. And then we're going to be having holiday parties and celebrations with the families that we work with. And we will make sure that those gift cards go directly to the families. And any donations we get, we're going to use to pay rent. And we pay the landlord directly. A lot of families are in danger of being evicted. And we also help with utilities.
Gosh, that's wonderful. Thank you for
amazing.
all you do.
Yes,
Appreciate
thank
it
you.
so much, Diane. So Diane is the CEO of the St. Louis Crisis Nursery. You can help crisisnursery.com?
Yes.
Okay.
.org.
.org. Yes,
.org.
absolutely. It's an organization.
Yeah.
And be able to support, whether it's volunteers, dropping items off, being a part of the event, maybe having an event, whatever it may be. Everything is valuable to these children and to the parents. So thank you so much, Diane Miller. We appreciate you.
Well, thank you both. Thank you.
We are back within your city show, and we have Sarah Gadalian. I've just learned how to say her name properly, and it sounds so much better than the way I've been doing it. So I'll just keep going, Gadalian. She's the CEO and founder of Top Notch Brands, and this woman right here is a dynamo, a little spitfire, but I call her sunshine because when she walks in, she's just like a ray of sunshine
Wow, the
that
two of
comes
you
in.
together, that's a lot of sunshine.
Thank you. You are. You
No,
are.
you are.
You know who is all
Oh,
of
wow,
it.
they did this earlier. No, you.
We're gonna do this the whole segment.
You know, it's so we should have set her alarm when we met because we would have never stopped talking.
We were a third of the way
Probably a
through.
good thing with Kel.
Yeah.
But I told him that you taught me a new thing because it's such a great idea because you can just go on and on and on, and before you know it, you're late to your next meeting or what you have to do. So you gave me a little nugget to take with me to kind of keep myself at bay.
And it's good to pick up your kids. I heard that's a good thing to do as a mother.
Yeah, to not.
So, you gotta set those alarms.
Hanging out in the rain.
Yeah.
So, well, welcome to the show. So tell us what Top Notch Brands are about. I mean, I know what you're about, and you are taking companies to another level. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so Top Notch Brand Company, we're a full service creative agency. We're just really focused on encouraging, inspiring, and improving the world. So everything we talk about is to shine light and to shine a spotlight on brands that are doing that are inspiring, encouraging, improving the world. So like getting to connect with you all is perfect because that's what you're doing. The guests that you guys have on that you're encouraging and you're getting their name out so that they can, raise support for the amazing organizations they are. So that's kind of what I do. We do full campaigns, from ideation all the way through execution. So, lots of marketing, lots of PR, lots of big events. And so that kind of comes out of, I've been running agencies for about 10 years now that I've started, and but have been in, TV and marketing for almost 24 years.
Weren't you
I was
an
just
anchor
going to
at
ask
one
how you got
point?
started.
Oh, I wasn't quite an anchor, but I started at an ABC station, and I'm not going to tell anybody what I made, but do not despise humble beginnings, And then I also worked in radio, for some big stations, and worked for Warner Brothers, and really enjoyed doing that. I moved from the talent side onto the producer side. I just really loved the creative aspect. Was helping create a reality show when that was new, like back in the day. And there was just a point in my life where I thought, you know what, I want to be part of, marketing the most inspiring thing that I possibly can. And I ended up moving into international Christian media. And so I've really focused in on that area, kind of Christian ministries and organizations or businesses that have that positive message, like Good News Brewing, for example. So I have been in that particular space for probably since 2005. So yeah, that's
what a great space to be in. While your husband, he was a band.
Yes.
Did he play the guitar and sing? What did he?
So I met him.
You two got to meet.
Yeah, I met him in college. I met him at Campus Fellowship. He was the hot drummer. And I got him because he was younger than me. All the girls were going for him, but I was 2 years older, so I had an edge.
For the older woman.
Yes, and I also bought a cat. I didn't like cats, but I bought a cat because I had an apartment. He had the dorms, and I knew this man that was like a caveman and wouldn't talk would actually talk and ask me out if he could come over and see a cat.
Oh
and so we're married. 21 years later, it worked.
She doesn't like cats, but she got a cat, to get her man.
I did. Wow. My son, my 14-year-old son, says I have Riz. So there you go. So anyways, but Justin
Eddie Murphy
is a drummer.
says to put a pot on isn't it? Chris Rock says put a pot on the stove,
and a man will be knocking at your door in 2 minutes.
But he doesn't want me to cook. He doesn't want me to cook.
A cat.
But he's a drummer, and he's with a group called Stickyard. You Take Out the C. And they tour, they play for, he plays for 30,000 people. He's played with, fun Charlie Daniels, Martina McBride, Grand Ole Opry, up through being down at mega churches. So he tours quite a bit, and
fantastic.
He's very talented.
Yes.
Yeah.
It sounds like it. You both are very talented. And one of the events that I just had the privilege of being able to go to, thank you to you, and you also wrote the story that it's in this magazine, isn't it? The Thankful edition. So the Rooted Sisters.
Yes.
So you're part of this, and here is the story.
Cindy.
Lisa Nichols and Cindy. This is an organization that started. Did it start when 2020? Or has it been going for a while?
It's been going on for a while, probably 8 years. And so let me tell you,
and Sarah wrote this story.
Well, I was honored that you included me. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So Cindy and Lisa, they are just like two awesome CEOs, female CEOs. They met in a CEO forum for just female CEOs, and they both found out that they, shared the same faith, and so they said, hey, we want to start attending a CEO forum for Christian women. Well, they couldn't find one, and so 8 years ago they said, well, then let's make one, because these are two high-powered women. Lisa owns Technology Partners. Cindy was running American Red Cross. And so 8 years ago, they started it, and it is just an amazing organization. It focuses on, first of all, just creating a network and a community for women in business where they can study the Word of God, which is the Bible. They can grow in their faith, and then they can, you know, be in connection with one another, which helps them be the kind of leaders that they were created to be. And so there's Bible studies twice a month. We have hubs all over St. Louis, and then we have people joining us, female leaders joining us online from all over the world. And then what we got to attend last week is we have 2 annual events, really big events that are super cool. Last week we had Christian Business Women's Breakfast. That was the 6th annual Christian Business Women's Breakfast, and we had
700 women.
Yeah, it was
Incredible.
so much fun, and we had so Emily Chang, who you know is the former.
And I have her book. I'm reading her book. I'm halfway through it right now. The Spare Room. I was telling them all about the Spare Room. But you know, it was all about finding your talent. And you know, what is that hidden talent? And it was just like Steve Harvey. He pulled up a video right after that event, and it was talking about
on my phone,
and he's talking about, I don't care if it's art, if it's collecting trash, if it's whatever it is, we all have a talent, you know, that God's given us.
Do your talent so when you wake up in the morning, you enjoy getting up because it's what you want.
It's not work. He said it's not work, right?
Right.
And Emily was amazing, and just she really so much resonated and just, you know, fell on your heart and made you think about things. And we've been talking a lot since that, you know, of following our heart and what is that, you know?
Yes.
It won't pay the bills right now exactly, but
you know what? When we obey him, though, he finds a way to.
You know what? That's so true, because you just said about Lisa Nichols and talking about how they wanted to find a way that they could take the greatness that God has given them. And I love Les Brown talks about that. He says we're all God has instilled greatness within each and every single one of us.
Yes.
And it's for us, up to us to find that and use that potential, you know? So I love that because it's just
stewardship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like we would steward money or resources, I feel like the talents God's given us and woven into us is
He didn't
the greatest.
create us to not do anything.
Right, why are we here if we're just
exactly.
being lazy and complacent, you know? And sometimes I have to remind myself of that. Get out, go do something, you know, use your talents for God, because we really won't be settled until we do. At least that's what I believe. And so I look at you all, I'm sitting over there as you're doing your last segment, and I'm like, wow, look what God did. This crisis nursery is going to get support now, and more women are going to be helped because you're giving them your talent. And so it just really inspires me. And so Lisa introduced us, and from the moment I met you over the phone, it was like, whoa, we're like sisters already. So it's just the coolest
No, you
thing.
are. No, you are.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, oh,
you could
boy.
be a rooted brother.
It was, and actually that's what he is. That's something's calling him.
I am
to,
more of a
to
chick
do something.
sometimes.
Yeah, he fit right.
I
He
could
fit right in. But I did get to, you know, Liz. I went to her house afterwards, and there were I told him, I said I had a lot to do that day. But something told me that I needed to keep surrounding myself with brilliant women that would, you know, positively impact my day, maybe the rest of my life. So I'm glad that I did, and you know, it's just been a blessing meeting you. So if someone's out there that has a mission where they're looking to elevate their brand and create the positivity and the productivity that you can add to what they do, what would they need to do?
Sure. Well, first of all, I'll say one last thing.
Yes,
they
should
should
say
go.
a few things.
I'll go on for it now. The Rooted Sisters
he gave us
have,
the fingers.
Oh, okay.
It's the fingers.
Absolutely. Well, I think the easiest thing you could probably do is just go to Instagram and go to Top Notch Brand Company, and then also go to the Rooted Sisters official on Instagram or therootedsisters.com to get connected, to be inspired. And so it's been a blessing to be here with you. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you're just
appreciate you.
I just call her a ray of sunshine. You bring sunshine to everything you do. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for introducing me to the Rooted Sisters. I look forward to all that I'll be able to do with that. And then, you know, your company seeing what you're doing and elevating brands the way you do is just incredible. And we are so thankful for you and all that you do for our cities, our communities. We really want people to reach out, find out more about the Rooted Sisters if it resonates with their soul. And then, of course, Top Notch Brand Company is absolutely incredible at elevating brands. So thank you so much for being here. If you want to find out more about Sarah Godalian, please, she is the CEO and founder of Top Notch Brands. TopNotchBrandsCompany.com is where you can go and find out all that you need. And then, of course, look up Rooted Sisters. You can check out her Instagram. And the minute you do, you'll know why we love her so much, because you just burst energy and sunshine.
I love you guys. This is great.
No, wait, I love
good to
you.
be here.
Let's do the sunshine
We'll be doing
dance.
this
Do the
rest of the day.
sunshine.
Have a great day.
Thank you so much. In Your City show. Right now, again, all about gratitude, all about being thankful. We have Margot Sutter. She is the owner and the founder of Equus Ranch. And Equus Ranch is a horse rescue rehabilitation outreach. And you're here with us today. We have a lovely story talking about your ranch. And it's just fascinating all that you do and the love that you have for horses. And you know, we keep meeting all these people, and there's just so many things out there that need our support and need our help. And you were bitten by the horse bug at a very young age, and now you're bringing it back full circle to help those furry animals that are huge beasts with so much love and affection. So tell us a little bit about your find to end up here where you are, loving and taking care of these horses.
Well, thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Gordon, for inviting me today.
Absolutely.
I actually started as a kid loving Secretariat, like most people did. It's 50-year anniversary for Secretariat of his win for the Triple Crown and the Breeders' Cup.
Wow,
and
I didn't
so
know
there's
that.
Yeah, a lot of festivities this year around Secretariat. So I always blame him for giving me the racing bug, you know, when I was 13 years old, and also starting to find out more about the thoroughbred breed. They're extremely intelligent.
Oh.
Now, people think that they're, you know, fire-breathing dragons because I see them come out and they're professional athletes. How many times do you walk up to a professional football player moments before he walks out on the field and expect him to say, "Oh, hi, everybody, it's great"? No, they're like, they're in the zone. They're professional athletes. And so I'm like, well, what happens to them?
That's like us before our show.
Yeah.
In the zone.
Game face, got the game face on. Exactly. That's how I take the approach when I'm cleaning a stall. Ready, go, don't bother me.
I cleaned many a stalls growing up. Woo.
It's good stuff, that harvesting. So anyway, I was like, well, what happens to them? And so I got involved in racing. I love the sport. And I started seeing some things that were going on behind the scenes. And sometimes horses that are too slow, are injured or whatever, disappear. They don't make it. They didn't make the cut. Now, where do they disappear to? And that's the hardest part to understand. A lot of times, sometimes they direct ship to slaughter. Sometimes, so that way nobody understands or knows that the animal just disappears. Sometimes they have a stopgap through an auction, and then they end up in a kill pen. That could be in Stroud, Oklahoma. That could be in Pritikin, Louisiana. That could be in Colorado. It could be here in Jonesburg, Missouri. So that's the ugly part about it. What we do in our network of incredible rescue people in the equine industry, we network together, collaborate together. We have a wonderful posse of almost all women that work across the United States and find out these horses that are falling through the cracks. And we pull them out and we speak for them. So if Equus Rescue and Therapy says, okay, we'll speak for those 5 horses, that means game on. The women go together. How much do we need to raise? How much can we raise? How much can the outside parties raise to pay the bail money? First of all, you have to pay the blood money to get the horse out. Then you have to quarantine for a month, which is $500.
They don't want it, but then you've got to pay to get it.
Yeah. And so there's always a minimum fee. It's not like they are not free. And so, and then there's a quarantine fee for 30 days before they can ship in, unless you have a quarantine barn, which we're fortunate enough to have at Equus. And then transportation. So how much does it cost to bring, how much did it cost to bring Ginger in from Texas last year, the little 2-year-old quarter horse that you got to see? That was $1,800, just transportation to bring her in.
Wow.
So, and her bail was like $1,200.
Bail, like they're in trouble.
Yeah, we bailed them out.
$3,000 right off the bat.
Right, $3,000 before they even come in the door. And then people were like, what's an adoption fee? And we say, well, why $2,000? We have to keep them out of the slaughter price for an adoption fee. We also do follow-up after horses are adopted out. We've had a ton of success stories. So all you people out there that have an Equus horse, you're doing great. We're grateful for you. Those homes are incredible. Those horses are loved. And we could probably take you to about anybody's house right now that adopted one, and you would go say, oh, another success story.
Oh, that's wonderful.
This one ended up doing another sport. This one ended up being a pet. This one ended up being a therapy horse.
Yeah.
But we also had an older population of horses, 22-plus-year-olds that were injured and had been at the farm, and they fall through, again, kind of fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
What do you do with them besides let them, they burn up the grass, hay burners, as my dad would call them, and they have such a ginormous energy field around them that is God-given. Their heartbeat is so phenomenal. They can feel us coming 1 mile away. They can feel our hearts 4 feet away. They can see us. They're the only mammal that has 360-degree eyes. And they see best at night. So they have really great night vision. So they are a prey animal. Dogs are predators, horses are prey. So they have to be on high alert at all times because we're one of their predators, man is. Yet they somehow have given us that big heart and grace and kindness to allow us to be part of their life. I'm always amazed.
Yeah.
Always amazed.
That's incredible. I used to love when my horse would know, I mean, I could whistle and he could be 10 acres back and he'd come running, you know, and
Absolutely.
he was just such a gentle horse, so intelligent, and used to drive, I'd grab onto his mane and just, you know, take off down the field. There's no fear when I was little. Of course,
No.
I'd have it probably now, but they really are. They're great animals. How many acres do you have there at Equus Ranch?
77.
Wow.
Yeah, it was 77 acres, 114 stalls. We're very blessed. Tom Spalding and the Inga Simple Trust own our farm, and it's in Millstadt. It's a beautiful place. We have one barn, has 42 stalls, and a 150 by 300 foot indoor arena. So we can operate 365 days a year, and we operate 100% off of volunteer help. None of us get paid.
Yeah, volunteers are so important.
It's very important to all
What kind of
nonprofits.
volunteers do you look for?
We look for people that are compassionate and passionate and love animals, must love animals, and especially they don't have to have horse experience. We teach a lot of people that have always had a dream about spending time with a horse, about how to lead and how to like bring them in and out of the stall, pick their feet up, groom them, know if they're ill, how to give medicine and things like that.
It's very therapeutic and really can help a lot of teens and older people with problems that they may have dealing with the horses, and that it's an incredible, powerful tool.
Yes, and the one thing about a horse that is different than any other animal is they see through us. We can't hide from them.
No.
They are that powerful. Their vibration is that powerful. The medical
sense our
community,
fear.
yeah, and the medical community understands now the power of equine therapy is because of the energy field and heartbeat that this animal is able to get past anything emotional that we are blocked to each other about. So you can tell me you're fine. I'll say, oh, good. How are you doing? Oh, okay, great. Great to hear that. How are you, Margot? Fine. Maybe inside I'm totally broken glass.
Right.
And I can't say a word to anyone or terrified of something. And I can walk by that horse and he'll grab me by the sleeve and like, hey, let's have a talk.
I know something's going on.
Yeah.
Usually the words "I'm fine" though is a sure thing that something's wrong.
Fine.
Women,
Yeah,
if you say "I'm fine,"
that's my trigger word. I know she's not right. You know, we watched a movie about some inmates and the horses, and it's a true story.
It's called The Prisoner, I think.
Yeah,
maybe.
and how they bonded, and they could tell that there was something broken about the inmates.
Yes.
But it was just a beautiful story.
They are. And what I always say is that they open the portals of our heart and soul that we have closed off to others. And so the mental health community understands that equine therapy can do in 15 minutes what talk therapy takes 15 years to accomplish.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's very powerful.
Well, we hope more people will take the time to learn about the Equus Ranch and all that you do. EquusRescue.org, correct?
Yes.
EquusRescue.org.
Yes, ma'am.
Be a part of it. Maybe you can volunteer. Maybe there's something you can donate to be able to help these horses live the life that they're supposed to and not
Yes.
just be taken off to somewhere.
Absolutely.
That's just inhumane.
Absolutely.
So,
If you are looking for your mission in life, or your calling, your purpose, are you feeling dead inside? If you feel the need to give back, reach out to us. It's Equus with 2 U's, EQUUS rescue.org. You can send a message, you can call me, my phone number's on there. It'll reach me directly. You may text me, email me. We'll get right back with you. We need you.
I love that.
We need donors, we need volunteers to clean stalls. We need the support of those horses so our mission can continue.
We're so thankful
Yes.
for your passion, and we can
Thank you.
hear it and see it and feel
Yeah,
it. That's
absolutely.
for sure. So, Margot, you such a pleasure. Margot Sutter with equusrescue.org. Check it out for yourself. We found out about it. We fell in love with it, and we can't wait to learn more ourselves.
Can't
so
wait for you
thank
to come over.
Yes,
Thank you
absolutely.
so
Thank
much, you guys. Really appreciate it.
Oh, wonderful. What a great show today on In Your City Show, all about thankful is our thankful issue for Clayton, Chesterfield, and St. Charles County City Lifestyle magazines. You know, you don't realize until you're sitting down with these people, and we just had a few of the people within our cities that are giving back and donating their time and giving up a lot of their life to support these organizations. And you know, we go home and we fix our dinner, we fix our lunch, and we get to go to our job or see our kids and whatever it is. And there's so many people, including animals, that are suffering out there. And it's people like who we've had on the show that make a difference in women and men's lives, or helping them to get jobs, or helping to put food and clothes into their home, giving them education, helping horses that, you know, would be taken to the slaughter farm. You just don't realize everything that's out there that needs support and help, and people are giving their time.
You know, as we had the show today, as we were wrapping up on our last segment, I was sitting here thinking about everyone that we've had on the show today is all about service to others.
Yeah.
Helping, serving, adding value.
We met two little boys that are
people.
Make-A-Wish kids
Yeah.
that are spending most of their lives in and out of hospitals, you know, to survive their illness. And then you've got Make-A-Wish. I mean, it's just, we meet so many people, and you don't realize how many people are impacting other people's lives and changing them, and for free, for volunteering. They're doing this for nothing because it resonates in their heart. You know, they're
Thank
so
God
passionate.
for that.
Yeah.
You know, oh my goodness. I
Yeah.
mean, just.
Absolutely. So we really encourage you to find the organization that you want to support and be able to give back and fill your life with that gratitude. And if you're interested in being a part of In Your City Show, you can go to inyourcityshow.com. Give us an email. Tell us why you'd like to be a hot list guest, or maybe you know somebody that would make a great guest. Maybe you have a great story you'd like to share in our magazines. Maybe you're a business that needs advertising. We reach 40,000 homes. We reach an audience of 300,000 people that we can share your message to each month with a new theme. So we just want to say thank you, that we are thankful for you, and we are thankful for those people that are out there outreaching into the community to make a difference.
Yes,
Yeah. So as we approach the holiday season and prepare to gather with our loved ones, let us remember the essence of Thanksgiving, and may we take a moment to ponder what truly, is the meaning, and pause to reflect upon the blessings that grace our lives. And we are wishing you and your family an abundance of blessings, and happy Thanksgiving to you. Thanks for joining us for the November Thankful Gratitude Issue show, and here at In Your City Show. If you want more information, go to inyourcityshow.com. Thank you.